Hello, YouTube world. My name is Anthony Long. Welcome back to the Bluegrass Picker channel. Cora, there was 5 last time. Shut Hey, someone's here. How's everybody doing today? Anybody find any garage sale finds? Guess I should share this to Facebook. I always forget. It's a Led Zeppelin kind of day. Hey, what's up? How you doing, brother? I need your email so I can get your address. It's fun seeing you on lives, man. I love your energy. You need to do it more often. You and Tim and you and Calvin, you 3 together, that was fun. You guys need to do that again. I know with having kids and stuff, that's got to be hard, but. I've been selling hats pretty good. I need to get I need to get boxes. I'm out of boxes now. Having to shape some. But I sold a Minnesota Division, Burlington Northern, Santa Fe hat. It was old stock, but never worn. Wool tag still on it. And what else was it? It was green and black, green and bordering. And I think it went for $30. It may have been 25. Either way, you know, I paid a couple bucks for it. Hey T, how's it going? Hey Nate, you know it. Let's see, post on Facebook. If the sun refused to shine, still be see, there's still a How's it going, y'all? Thanks for joining. Little Led Zeppelin for the afternoon. I was watching some auctions. They weren't really showing much of anything I wanted at the time, so I figured I'd go live, play some guitar. Sometimes some of those I get some good stuff, but nice. Yeah, my sales are picking up with certain things. Kind of the collectible, like my Wii stuff, the video games, and sports cards have slowed down, and it's more of the usable stuff that's starting to get bought, like hats and stuff. Hey, what's up, Anthony? Pittsburgh. It was fun watching you guys have the meetup. That'd be fun to be able to do that. Hello, Mr. Adam. How are your sales on eBay, Adam? If anybody wants to jump in, they can. I was just playing a little bit for a second. Hey, Clear Thrifts. What's your first name? I always forget. I'm sorry. Leonard Skinner. I was learning a little bit of Freebird and Sweet Home Alabama. They're tough. They're really good. It's a shame to think that how much they could have made later on down the road. He was great. Jesse, that's right. Duh. Uh, da, 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 da. Yeah, jump on if anybody wants to. People are probably watching some college football. Boy, it's a nice warm day here. Should be outside. Probably go take the dogs and take them to the river here in a minute. Steady. Yeah. Mine's my flea market booth and antique mall booths are doing pretty good right now. I've been listing a lot on eBay. Usually when I list, I start just getting a bunch, but I've been listing sports cards mainly. I'm not really going. It's kind of died down. I think people are betting on games again, so they're using their money in other ways. I realized about a month into it what was really going on. And it was just because those guys didn't have anything to put their money on. And so they inflated the market real quick. And who knows if it'll slow back down. Probably never will, but it's kind of good in a way. But it's the company that makes all the cards have started charging more. So it's made the market. I mean, even though it's gone up, it's like it's inflation inside the market, so it costs more to buy now. So, it is what it is, I guess. It's like that Mosaic product this year. The year before Mosaic, you can get that stuff so cheap, dirt cheap. For some reason, it hit just at the perfect time. It's funny. Timing is everything, right? You gonna have any sales anytime soon, Adam? Adam's probably never seen me play the mandolin. A little bit of mandolin, a little bluegrass from the bluegrass picker. Got to throw in some bluegrass every once in a while. My favorite, Jerusalem Ridge. Messed up the end there. It's fun to play fast. It helps you picking, helps for guitar picking. I haven't been practicing enough to pull that off very well. That's a hard song to do. Yeah, right on. Hey, Miss Jennifer Hayes. Thanks for Butterfly Hustles. I'm sorry I missed you. I like that name, Butterfly Hustles. Yeah, that's cool. Jennifer. Yeah, I like playing the mandolin. I was getting pretty good at it, and I had to stop taking practice because the shutdown. So, yeah, it's gonna sound good. Not very good because I haven't been practicing enough. It's fun. It's funny you start practicing it again, and all of a sudden you just start getting right back into it fast. But
dude, what's up?
How's it going?
Good, man. I saw you jamming out, and I was actually sitting here with Nate, and I was jamming out too.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You play the bass.
Yeah. I was like, man, I got to jam out with you. What's going on, man?
Oh, nothing. I was just messing around.
So how are garage sales, man?
Huh?
I play a little bit of everything, man. I haven't played in a while, so I'm probably not going to be able to keep up with you. But I figured I'd pop in just for a minute to play a little something with you.
Oh, we can try something. I don't know. What should we play? Something nice and easy? Maybe, I don't know. If you could play Crash by Dave Matthews, maybe that's kind of nice and slow and easy.
If you give me the chords, I can.
Yeah, they are crazy chords. The bass lines.
Here, I'll just look it up. Hold on. Make sure I'm not too loud.
I do need a mic because it doesn't come out. It never sounds as good through the laptop here. Maybe Alice in Chains or something would be easier. I don't know.
Yeah, I can do whatever. I just pulled up the chords either way. So okay. Whatever you want to do, man.
You ready?
Yeah. Yeah, I got like way cut off.
Yeah,
I was trying to get my thing to quit making such loud noise.
well, it's hard to do just jumping in like this.
Yeah,
We have to practice it sometime.
yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, I just thought it was cool. Like I always see you on here playing. I've never seen anybody jump in with you, and I was like, well,
Why not?
yeah.
Yeah, it's because it's hard to match up the sounds, and I'm going to be
Especially
overwhelming.
with the lag too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I kept trying to like wait till you got to the beginning of the chords again, and then it would be like lagging.
Yeah.
So what's been new, man? How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. My season's winding down with lawn mowing, so I've got some more free time to kind of do things. So that's kind of nice because usually I'm working just stupid amount.
Yeah, makes sense.
But it's fun. But I just almost forget how much I work. I end up passing out every night about 10.
Yeah.
And then I like to work out, so that just adds to it. My body dies on me.
Yeah, definitely.
Blame it on StreamYard.
Yeah, no, it was definitely me.
I think, yeah, we should try Alice Chains next time. That's a lot easier.
You know, the other problem, too, I realized after the fact, I still had you playing on YouTube, too. So, like, one ear was, like, playing StreamYard. The other was YouTube.
We would have been off anyway.
Yeah, so, like, so it was pretty bad. Yeah, my bad, guys. Epic failure.
Oh, no, don't worry about that. Shoot. It's just kind of hard to do. Play Eruption. I looked that up. Man, it's so funny, like, watching him play that. He's just going – it's just so funny how, like, he's moving his fingers so fast. It's crazy. It's like a machine.
Yeah, that would be nuts. I'm definitely not good enough for that.
Oh yeah, he's got some licks that I can play. I've been messing around playing some of them, and he's just the way he played it. It's pretty amazing. The finger tapping and everything, and we just wouldn't smoke those damn cigarettes for so long.
Yep.
I smoked for 15 years, so.
I used to be a smoker too until I started wrestling and almost like died from not being able to breathe. And
yeah, I bet.
That was what made me quit.
Yeah, I bet. It's amazing how much more energy I had when I quit smoking cigarettes. It's like, I feel so much better. It's like when I quit drinking soda, it was the same thing.
Yeah.
I drink so much soda. Oh my God, pop or whatever people say.
Yeah. Yeah, we're pop here in Pittsburgh.
Coca-Cola. I went to Georgia and everybody said Coca-Cola for everything. I was like, what? You just want a Coke? I'm like, no, I want that Sprite. The Coke. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, Eddie Van Halen was freaking amazing.
Yeah.
And there's that one solo, and it's Eruption, and it's like 7 or 8 that not many people can even stretch that 8 frets like he does on that one. I don't know how he does it. And he's playing it like he's done it a million times because it looks like separate hands because he's pressing so hard. Just to even stretch there is almost impossible, let alone 2 moves. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts, man.
I love watching those guys play still, watching some of those old clips of them. And, you know, because like I've heard people say like Prince is like the best. I'm like, nah, he was good, but he wasn't the best.
Definitely.
Not at all.
Dude, yeah. I was just at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame yesterday, so like literally I just like went through like memory lane, like all the stuff you're talking about right now is amazing.
Yeah. Rock and Roll. That's one of my goals to go there. And Baseball Hall of Fame's right around there too. And yeah. Mm-hmm. So I want to go to both those. That'd be one of my dreams. And I've been close to it, twice, but I couldn't stop both times. One day I love traveling, so it'll happen.
Definitely.
I used to drive out to Maryland quite a bit. My uncle lives out there. I got so busy with mowing and reselling, you know,
Yeah, I
I
know how
got
that
to where
goes.
I just kind of felt like I couldn't leave almost. And then my dogs make it hard too, trying
Yeah.
to take my dogs everywhere. And I found La Quinta Inn always let you have a dog, but they're kind of a crappy hotel most of the
Yep.
time too.
Yeah, I've stayed at a few of those before.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're definitely not the best.
but they let me have the dog. So what's up with you and your reselling? Are you hitting
So
eBay or are you doing Amazon mostly?
right now, I've been doing a lot of eBay. I still do a little bit of Amazon, but I haven't really hit it at all lately.
Yeah.
All the stuff I have on there is just stale inventory. I haven't really replenished it or anything lately, just because I've been so busy trying to get into storage units and stuff like that lately. It's been
Yeah, if you're
taking
doing
up.
storage units, you won't be doing Amazon because,
Yeah, it's like completely different inventory.
yep, you probably need to open a flea market booth like me.
Mhm.
That's where I mean, because that way you don't. I mean, I even have stuff to like sell to like lots,
Yeah,
and to make to other resellers because I know resellers are going to flea market booths, and so I can get rid of that stuff kind of quick. Or you might
yeah.
need to start doing some YouTube auction. Oh well, you're in. I don't know if Pittsburgh lets you do. I mean, Pennsylvania lets you do the
Yeah, no,
auction.
I can't call my own, but Hip Flip and Mama does them for us every once in a
Uh,
while. So
that might be something you ought to do. Do some
yeah,
reseller lots. Oh, puppy.
yeah, he heard dogs and he was like, "Yeah, I'm coming to hang out."
Yeah, probably. Hey, what up, Jimmy James? Yeah, I saw you and Nate are getting into more of the sports cards.
Oh,
Well,
yes, we
hey,
are.
Kitty Cat.
Yes, we are. Yeah, we've been like completely obsessed with cards lately, and yeah, it's been kind of taking our lives over a little bit.
Yeah, I just got to watch it because got to sell when they're hot, though.
Yep.
If you have too many things you hold on to. I mean, look at me. People think I'm still probably crazy that I sold my homes, but
Yeah.
you know, when it comes to football, they just come and go so fast. Look at Saquon
Yeah.
Barkley.
Yep.
You know, a running back like him that gets a knee injury, he just took away his biggest strength. So I don't know if he ever comes back healthy again. And he was one of the best running backs to actually collect. I had quite a bit
Yeah.
of his stuff.
Yeah.
I
I tell
sold a
Nate all
lot
the
of
time.
it, but
I keep telling Nate I'm like struggling to not start collecting football, like beyond the Steelers. Like obviously I'll collect the Steelers, but
yeah.
I'm trying not to just because I hate the way the market is. It's like so skewed to the quarterback, and then
Oh yeah.
you figure within 5 to 10 years, most of the quarterbacks that are big money right now, their cards are going to be worth nothing.
Well, like the Mitchell Trubisky and the Baker Mayfield's a perfect example of it.
Yeah.
When I was buying Mahomes and people weren't really buying him yet,
Mm-hmm.
um, Mitchell Trubisky was going for more money, and there was because there's one I wanted to get. It was him and both of them on the same card and autographs, and I couldn't get it because it went for way more money. It was just because Baker or Mitchell Trubisky was on there, and
Yeah.
even last year, right before the season started, Baker was going for more money than Mahomes for some reason, and I got rid of all my Baker Mayfields, and he had that terrible year. But then you look this year, and he looks pretty good, you
Yep.
know. But they just, they protect the quarterback. That's
Yep.
so you're in a league where they protect the quarterback and they put up all the numbers. And since they protect them, they're going to use them more, and so they throw more now. And so it's just kind of the way the NFL is. You kind of have to. It's kind of like in Major League Baseball. The best scouts are uh, baseball card collectors
Oh yeah.
because like we know like that's why Bobby Witt Jr. and Jason Dominguez is going so much is because we know the good ones and we know who's
Mm-hmm.
going to end up being in the majors doing some damage and And so you'll see that they're right more than scouts a lot of times.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So, but then you also got to think if you're collecting to get something 20, I mean, because like a football player that's a good quarterback, it's 20 years down the line. If you want to hold on to it that long, you think about inflation and everything.
Definitely.
I don't know. Yeah, those cards could have been worth more money, but not if you owe interest rates on stuff of something else or whatever, when you could be paying that off. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I was telling Nate. Like I sold out a lot of stuff, like Miami Heat stuff. Like I sold almost all of my Heat players during the playoffs, like their values, and I don't regret it thus far. You know, I might down the road with Tyler Hero a little bit, but as of right now, I'm pretty comfortable with it. Like, got way better profits than I would have selling them right off the bat.
Yeah, I mean, like I just sold some Justin Herbert cards, and people be like, "Why are you doing that?" I'm like, you just don't know, and you want to get it while you know that he is hot, and you just when you study players over time. I mean, I've been collecting cards since forever,
Yeah.
and you see it all the time. I remember when I first started collecting cards, the hottest guy was Chuck Knobloch. He got free agent to the Yankees. He couldn't throw the ball from second base to first base. He couldn't do it. He was an all-star too, like Gold Glove winner, and he just had the yips. He couldn't do it. He just lost his mojo or whatever. Never heard. I don't think he ever played again. And just stuff like that happens all the time, and you don't want to invest too much in guys that have a lot of weaknesses too. I mean, like when Kobe Bryant, I remember when I had his rookie cards, and Kobe Bryant had that problems with that case, and his cards went to nothing.
Yeah.
That's why I like to invest in Hall of Famers.
Yeah, I've been doing that a lot lately too. Is picking up some of the older guys
because they're not gonna. All they're gonna do is pass away and stop signing stuff.
Exactly.
And their stats are already there, and people forget about them. It's like I remember whenever Trubisky and Baker Mayfield's cards were hot, and they interviewed this guy that he'd been collecting for so long, like way back, like since probably the early '70s, and he had some Dan Marino autographs, all these Dan Marino rookies. And he was throwing them. He's like, Dan Marino rookie PSA 10 worth $300. Baker Mayfield autograph with the piece of jersey in it, $600. It's like, does that make any sense to you? And he broke it down. And it did. You realize it was a bunch of hype, and you got to be careful. Like the whole Zion and Ja, it's like when all those guys were buying up that stuff, they should have been buying LeBron stuff, most likely. He's the guy that's been doing it for the longest, and you can say what you want about him, but he's still going to be considered one of the best players ever.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Still get some of his cards, and you could probably get more of his autographs than you can other players because he's been playing longer. So I'd be investing in the guy that's already kind of proved it. Whenever Zion stuff's going higher than it didn't make any sense to me. And like I said, I think it is mainly because the gamblers didn't have anywhere to put their money, and no one was playing any games, and so they needed to do something. So they bought into guys taking chances. And then Gary Vee put out that big thing, remember, about how he's buying sports cards again, and it blew up. Everybody sitting at home watching.
Yeah.
Hey, DC Sales.
Hey, D.
But yeah, it gets. You got to watch yourself because all of a sudden you're like, holy crap, I have a lot of money invested into it. And then you start worrying about it. But I think the best thing to do is to, buy raw and then grade them. And I've got some gems to send off, and that's the way to really make some money.
Do you send them yourself, or do you go in like subgroups?
I'm going to start sending myself, but I've done subgroups. Because it didn't cost much more, and he's going to look it over and make sure there's no smudges, no scratches on the surface, make sure it's not worth, you don't want to send it in and realize you two big scratches on it, and it's going to get a surface of 8.5. So there's no way to get into 9.5. So what's the point? Spend $30 for nothing. But what and since I've been doing it, what I've noticed is sports cards from 95 up, you want to send them to BGS, and PSA, you want to send all the older stuff. And all autographs you want to send to BGS, and all like Pokemon and all that kind of stuff you send to PSA. But if it doesn't grade good at BGS, you send it to PSA is what I've always heard.
Have you found PSA to be harder to grade or easier to grade?
PSA is easier than BGS.
Okay.
Yeah. Good luck. You don't see BGS 10s very often.
Yeah, for sure.
PSA hands them out like candy, but people buy them.
Yeah.
So it is what it is on that one. Early 90s. Yeah, I used to set up. I did it once. Set up on at a trade show where it was all baseball card collectors, and we had our own tables. And I had everything priced out. I had it all set up. I sold like 3 cards, and they were the best cards at the time. I remember thinking I didn't really want to sell them.
Yeah,
I think it was the Jordan. It was the Jordan rookie, where he's doing, or is it Jordan 1 where he's doing the Bo Jackson pose?
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Or maybe it's just a Jordan rookie when he was playing baseball. And then, anyway, I think I ended up buying more that day than I did actually sell. You know how that goes.
I've had many days like that myself.
Yeah, but I'd hate to sell at an outdoor flea market. I know I'd end up spending more than I'd sell that day.
Yeah.
I do the indoor. I try to walk out of there without looking at stuff because it's amazing. I've done that before. I take stuff out of an antique mall and then sell it at my own antique, or buy something out of my own flea market, and then sell it at my antique booth, and it's sold. So yeah, I guess that'd be a good video. My own flea market to my own antique booth.
Yeah, I try to do that every time I go out to Rogers. Like whenever I walk around and source, I'll grab some stuff like with the intent of just sticking it in my booth because I know somebody will walk by and buy it.
Yeah, I've been amazed how many times I thought things were stolen, and they sell like a month later. They were in somebody else's booth, and they still sold.
Wow.
And there's been a lot of times I get to my booth and there's just crap laying everywhere and none of it's mine. I'm like, what is this? People just drop it off. It's so weird.
Yeah.
I need to hire someone just to come fluff my booth all the time.
Yeah.
That's the only problem about the booths is just you got to go up there once a week at least.
Yeah.
That would be nice if they had someone that was kind of constantly going around. Yeah. Then people would be mad that you're moving things too. So,
yeah, I definitely want to look into something like that. I know we have one like around here. Pennsylvania is just horrible though, as far as COVID and people like being open and business like being as usual. Yeah.
Oh, so they're still real strict.
It's so much easier in Ohio. Like I've been going over there a lot to buy units and stuff like that, and just it's so much easier to like do stuff over there. Because Pennsylvania, like they keep shutting us down and all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah, if anything, they've eased up here in Missouri, and I think we've actually kind of ballooned on the amount of cases too. So I don't know. I don't watch the news.
I don't keep up with it very much either.
I just can't do it anymore. I stopped. What do I think of Mike Roque? I guess I don't know Mike Roque. Who's Mike Roque? I apologize.
Oh, so I got somebody knocking on my door.
Right.
Thank you. Thanks for letting me in, man.
Thanks for coming in.
Grab this. I'll be in the chat though. Thank you so much for allowing me to come on and butcher that song with you.
Shit, no worries. Thanks, Anthony.
All right, guys. I'll see everybody in the chat.
Wow. How clever. Thank you. Thanks for joining for a minute. I like the name. Did he get rid of all of his stuff back in the day, or does he still have it? Later, Jennifer. Appreciate it. Yeah, I stayed in the one in Louisville, the La Quinta. It was probably because it was Louisville. Gotcha. That is a problem. I worked with another Anthony once, and it was tough because I'm not used to any other Anthony's, and so I never. I just constantly always respond. Tool. If Adam's still in here, I thanks for the DVDs. 60 of them. There's a lot of pretty good titles. It's like 4 of them I'm gonna keep to watch. So I was pretty happy with that. I'll probably do another one of those. I need to list them all and put them on my booth. I sell quite a few of them. I just sell them for $1.95 a piece in my booth, and they go pretty quick. Surprising. I don't know. People, I don't know. I guess people around the house more. And it was happening before, I guess. uh, I was selling quite a few DVDs even before the shutdown. So I guess they sell good in my flea market booth. I have a little turntable thing they set on. And, Jennifer wants to jump in. I know. It'd be awesome. I hate when baseball's not on. Get used to having baseball on. I'm a baseball freak. Me and my buddy are going to have a baseball channel. I can't wait. I've been trying to talk him into it for about a year, but he's got a big family and all kinds of things going on. So I told him no pressure, and he came up to me. He called me and was like, "Let's do it." I'm like, "Yeah." So I'm excited about that because I love to talk about my team, the Royals. Plus, I just love talking about baseball. So and we both have these long, good conversations that I know other people would enjoy too. So why not, right? I might as well watch the freaking weather. Jimmy James, how you doing, brother?
Pretty good. Fantastic, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I was catching some of your workout today.
Yeah. I wanted to take it easy this time around. I don't know if you remember the first one I did.
Yeah.
I kind
Yeah.
of killed some people, so I thought I'd start off slow. Yeah.
We all do that.
Yeah.
I'm amazed at how you've kept yourself somewhat trim without being able to do a lot of exercise.
Well, I purposely did it because I knew, I was going to be sedentary, and
Right.
I didn't want to get to be, 7,000 pounds. So,
Right.
yeah, I just
consume less than normal.
Yeah. Quantity was smaller portions, better meals. Cut out a lot of red meats. I mean, I used to be a big ribeye steak eater, but I cut back a lot on that. Maybe like once a month, I'll get a ribeye, but mostly it's chicken, fish, and smaller portions.
See, I was doing that too. I've probably for a year and a half, I was just eating mainly eggs and sweet potatoes, broccoli, veggies, and then oatmeal in the morning with like mangoes, and then maybe some hummus or peanut butter in the afternoon. And I couldn't put on weight eating like that. And I decided about a month and a half ago, I had an Achilles tendon problem. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, maybe it's because I'm not eating enough meat. Maybe I need to eat more red meat because I cut it out almost completely. And I hadn't been eating a lot of chicken and fish. I've just been eating the eggs. So it's like, I need to eat more meat, And so I ate quite a bit of beef for a month, and I put on weight like that.
Yeah.
I mean, like that. And I wasn't eating no bread, no sugar. It was just red meat, hamburger, and I made a big, I think you remember, I made a crock pot of some beef stew. Oh,
yeah.
It was so good.
No, I smelled it through the video.
Yeah. And it's just, and it's amazing how much weight I put on that fast, just changing my diet a little bit. But I was just wondering. I figured he must have done something like that because I know me.
A lot of exercising. I did. Because I couldn't walk. Since October of last year, for 6 months. Before the surgery. I couldn't do anything, and I did a lot of isometrics, and sitting in the chair and just pushing up, lifting up myself out of it, and so it was funny you said about the weight and keep myself trim because I checked my weight when I left the facility. And their food was crap anyways.
Right.
So I got out and I gained about 15 pounds back. In the nursing facility. So I was like 195, 190, 195. And got home for a couple months. I got my new leg and I'm starting to walk a little bit more. So, okay, I want to check my weight now. 205. So, what the hell?
Muscle.
I've cut out soda, and the most of the chocolate, but I couldn't figure out why.
It's a muscle.
No, a friend of mine asked, "Did you go on with your prosthetic leg?" I said, "It weighs about 10 pounds." Yeah, okay. That made me feel better. Yeah. I feel like an idiot.
It's like the George Costanza wallet.
Yeah.
Like some rock candy in there.
Yeah, so in fact, I was listening to you. I was making my early dinner tonight. I have some chicken quarters, leg quarters. I'm baking them.
Nice.
This new rub I found and with some soy sauce on it. Been marinating that most of the day. And some steamed rice and green beans with mayo. He's been giving me a hard time about my green beans with mayonnaise on it.
Hey, my dad used to do chips plain chips like Ruffles and mayo. He dips it in mayo, Miracle Whip or whatever it was. It is what it is. He ate. Yeah. What can I say?
And
We ate lots of weird things.
He does. He dips his pizza in coffee.
That's not a one I've ever heard of.
Neither did I when I saw it. It almost made me gag.
Almost like warming up his pizza.
It's exactly what he said he was doing. Yes. Okay. It's
that's funny. Well, I mean, like I said, I'm from the country, and so we had peanut butter on pancakes. We always did that.
I've had that, yeah.
Syrup and and
I do honey. Instead of syrup, anytime instead of syrup, I'll use honey.
Yeah, makes sense to me. And we do scrambled eggs, and we do grape jelly, and we'd actually put a little bit of grape jelly and like mix it in with it instead of like ketchup. It's because you do enough of that toast and you mix with it, and you're like, well, that's not bad together. And we just kind of always did that, like intentionally put it in there. It was good together, sweet and like savory,
And someone was talking. Was it you? I heard in the back of my head, someone was talking about biscuits and gravy. Was that
what about it?
Was that you mentioned in your show? I might have heard that.
Yeah, I think we said that in the chat one time. I love make biscuits gravy. I'm good at it for sure.
I finally found it in my videos. I made my recipe videos playlist, but that's one of the ones I did from scratch. Was the Southern style drop biscuits with sausage gravy. Nice.
Yeah. Gravy's easy once you know the steps on how to go with it, but most people don't know how to do it.
It's all about constantly stirring it. Just keep stirring it. Make that perfect, and then after you add the milk, you got to keep stirring it. Don't let that.
As long as you just add the flour before the milk, and so it absorbs up and it won't clump up, and then you're good to go. And just slowly cook it. It don't take long for good gravy to come up. Yeah. But only thing is, I'm such a good cook, and I don't make any of that stuff anymore. I love baking stuff and making cookies but I used to do that and take it to work. But I don't go to work anymore, so I don't have anybody to give it to.
But make portions and then put it in the fridge for seconds and thirds, and the day after.
Green beans and with mushrooms and mayo.
Okay.
Each their own.
What kind of mushrooms? Yeah.
See, I love what kind of mushrooms?
The ones make a whole big hamburger out of it.
I love cooking in these things. It's like a small little Dutch oven. They clean so easy, and they're made in Italy.
Cookers, yeah.
They're made in Italy, but you can get them at Home Goods. And they're harder to get because people know them, but they're only I think they're like $10 to $15 for something like this. And I make my omelets in it. I'll put just butter in the bottom, and then sweet potatoes or broccoli or whatever veggie I got, and then add eggs to it and make an omelet and just cook it in there. Oh, so good.
I found a new way of making an omelet. And,
how's that?
Do your eggs, scramble them up. Put all your ingredients that you want into a bowl or whatever, and then pour that into a Ziploc baggie.
My mom did that.
And boil it.
Yeah. My mom did that because it's a good idea. It was for Easter because no, Thanksgiving. It didn't matter. Because everybody likes something different. Mm-hmm. And so she made it was like, well, my sister doesn't like peppers and onions and all that stuff. And that way she could make it for each person, like specialize. Like, that's a good idea.
Give them all their own baggies. Okay, put your own stuff in it.
Yeah.
Seal it up and give it to me. It goes into the pot of water. Yeah.
And you can almost get more done. Yeah. We have a lot of people in the family, so you can get more of it out.
Mm-hmm. And makes it very healthy and lean. No added butter, which is really good.
That's true. I make when I was eating real clean, I made sure I had butter. I made sure I was getting some fat. because our brains are, was it 30% fat? I know we have to have some.
And
We
that's how
have.
evolution, when we went from, down the evolutional tree, our brains grew 3 times in size because of our consumption of meat, of protein.
Yeah.
So protein
Well,
makes the brain grow.
and like I like to study like stuff about like the brain and stuff. And it's the percentage of our prefrontal cortex to our rest of the brain is what makes us so much different than the rest of the animals. Ours is like 25 to 30%. It goes clear down to like I think 11% for chimp, and then it just kind of goes down and down and down. And that's what makes us, because there's a lot of animals like elephants have bigger brains, but our prefrontal cortex makes us think a different way.
Right. Yes. Yeah. That's
They
different.
say we don't fully develop it till we're 25. And so there's a case to say that we shouldn't vote till we're 25.
Wait till 25 before you should drink or smoke weed. But after that, hey, go for it.
Yeah. I mean, well, they do say that. Doctors will say that once you're past 25, it's not as detrimental to you, but
Correct.
it is early. Of course, I don't know. I did too much of it.
Yeah,
I'm not smart enough to know that.
I was just thinking, except, there was that one study with chemotherapy patients, children, in Israel, and they did a double-blind study with THC, and they put drops in the children's mouths before they had their chemotherapy sessions. And some of the children as young as 6 months old. And they stopped in the middle of it because they found they already knew by the halfway through the study who would get the THC drops and who wouldn't. So the ones that did get it were fine. The ones that didn't get it were puking their guts out from the chemotherapy.
That's interesting.
Yeah. It's a YouTube video called The Scientist. He's been doing THC research in Israel since 1966.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff out there. I mean, it's crazy to like they find like 100 new insects a year or something crazy because there's so many insects in the Amazon. Who knows what's out there that could be beneficial in so many ways. But I always think it's funny, like how we tell like Brazil how they can't cut down their rainforest, which I get, but like that's what we did. This was full of trees, and we've clear cut it so we can do it. Like we had plenty. All of our land had trees too, except Kansas.
That just goes back to the arrogant parents. Do as
exactly.
I say, not as I do.
Exactly. Hey, what up, Joe? Yeah, we can go a long way into that one.
Yeah.
Thinking of you, I stopped drinking coffee about 3 months ago.
Good for you.
I don't know why. I didn't really try to stop it. I was just spending a lot of money on it, and I'm like, and I didn't really spend a lot. I actually just ground my own beans, and I use a French press.
Mm-hmm.
But I would still, you go through a lot of beans, and you realize how much you have to use to make a pot, and that goes quick when you want to buy a $10 bag, and that goes in like 4 or 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
And now I just get tea. So it's not like it's that much better. It's a different caffeine, though. I've actually studied a little bit about that, which is interesting.
A little bit more so, right? More caffeine in tea than it is in coffee?
Yeah, but it affects you different. It doesn't affect you.
The body processes it different?
Yeah, the coffee one has something to do with it's like a mental blocker on. Yeah, I don't want to say but it's definitely different. And so I do feel better, but I don't think it's it's just cheaper. I buy bulk Earl Grey, and it's way cheaper, and I don't drink it near as fast. When I drink coffee, I was chugging that. I mean, I drank a lot of coffee, and it was just one of those things I didn't really think about it. I just kind of did it just to try, and then I'm like, no worries. I don't know.
Did you have any physical effects? No headaches. Okay.
Not that I noticed. I mean, maybe I did. I don't know.
When I quit drinking soda, I slowly weaned myself off because I recall one time before just cutting cold turkey, and that was miserable. So I got down from soda a day to like a shot glass for dinner.
Yep.
I have a shot glass of soda. That's it.
Right.
And that was fine.
Yeah.
But coffee, no. That's silly talk to quit coffee for me.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I still get caffeine, so it's not like I'm really cutting much out. But it does, coffee's just heavier and stuff. That's for sure. But I
like the taste of it.
Me too.
I like when I
drink a black most of the time.
Coffee where you stir it and you hold the spoon straight up and it slowly falls over.
When I was in Europe, my uncle made fun of me. He's like, he called it my coffee obsession, and I was like, well, I don't know what to tell you. You have a Crown Royal obsession. I have the coffee.
If it wasn't so damn expensive, I'd go to an espresso bar and just have espressos.
And that's when I was in Europe. I was in Europe. It was hard not to. Although there was a few times it's like the Europeans look at me like they're looking at me like I'm an asshole, And I was grabbing at the time. I liked cream and milk, and so I was getting cappuccinos the whole time I was there. Bless you. And so I was drinking cappuccinos at like after dinner, and right before dinner I get one, like 5 or 6, and people are looking at me, and I was like, and so when I got home, I remember Googling it, and they like, yeah, that's a no. Most people over there don't drink coffee after noon, and if you do, you don't go to the restaurant and like make it where no one could talk because you have that machine going whistling really loud for that steam in the milk.
Yeah. Nowadays, what I used to afterwards, I would come to the Starbucks and order a coffee and add a couple of shots of espresso with it.
Yeah. And I think that's why like people didn't realize the only reason Starbucks was good was because their espresso was so bad that the milk hid how bad the flavor was, and so it made it taste good. Because I actually used to drink it, and I remember it tasted strong still. It's because it was such a bad shot of espresso.
Yeah, I'll do those, and then you just ask for. They have heavy cream.
Yeah,
and it makes it taste a lot better.
A lot better. Yeah. Starbucks. I did that for the first couple of years drinking coffee, and I couldn't do it.
I'm smelling the chicken cooking right now. Oh man.
I love bacon. People don't bake enough. I don't know why. Everybody wants to fry everything and cook it on the grill. And when you cook it on the grill, it just dries it out so bad. There's very few things that really do. Huh?
You have to know how to use the grill. You can use because I use like a square pan, a 3-inch deep pan for like cooking a roast.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know what a tri-tip cut.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I take this tri-tip, marinate it. You take the fat side, throw it on top of flaming grill, and just let the flames. I'll just let it burn for about a minute and a half, and then flip it over. Let's do the same thing on the meaty side for like a minute, and then take it off the flame, put it back in that pan, seal it up with aluminum foil, and put it into a Weber and shut the lid over it and let it simmer for 45 minutes. And boom, it's done. Most tender meat you can imagine from a tri-tip.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
My buddy, he's from New Zealand, and he was back. It was last year he was here living. He's been back there for about 6 now, but there was some organic lamb that he had bought up in Columbia, Missouri, and he had a lamb loin, and it was huge, and they had wrapped that thing up and put it on the grill and put put it in. They'd marinate it in like, I don't remember, fresh rosemary and thyme, I think it was, and all this. It was so good, and it was like 5 pounds or something, 4 pounds, and we ate that whole thing, us three that night, because it was perfect, medium rare, just a little brown on the outside, where we had cooked the outside hot at first and then slow cooked it, and that she had made a blueberry mint reduction to have to go with the lamb. Oh, and like sweet potatoes. I think she made sweet potatoes and corn or something. It was one of the best meals of our lives. It was so good because he knew how to slow cook it really low temp. And back when I used to drink quite a bit, and we just drank the night away, and there all of a sudden there was the food. Hey, how's it going, Salvador? I don't think I remember watching any of your videos. Thanks for joining. I saw you're having a 2,000 subscriber giveaway. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm coming up close to like 250 away from 2,000. And I said, yeah, I'm going to make people work for it. And I've seen different ways people do giveaways, and they always can figure out the answer. But not if I turn off my comments for that video, and you have to email it to me.
Yeah.
And you have to go to Kathy's page and find certain things in her videos.
Yeah.
And timestamp and send that to me. So
it's a good idea.
Yeah. So yeah, $200 worth of silver, because it jumped $1.50 an ounce from yesterday.
No kidding.
It went from 24.09 to 25 something now.
Huh.
Where is silver?
Yeah, I've got quite a bit. That's what I was actually thinking about giving for my 1K giveaway if I ever get there.
Yeah, so
I had like
first, second, and third prize. You know, third will be an ounce, second will be 2 ounces, and first will be 5-ounce bar.
Yeah, that's cool.
25.29 an ounce. So yeah,
nice.
About 29 up from yesterday.
I was buying it back when it was $8 to $10 an ounce, like 2006, 2010, somewhere around there. 2008, I think it was.
The last big purchase, I got 25 ounces and I got it at total of $19.17 per ounce delivered.
Nice.
I ordered that through AppMex.
Nice.
That was like 6 months ago now.
Yeah, I stopped buying it. Started buying records and sports cards. I remember back when I was going to buy gold, but I didn't know how to get to it. It was back when I didn't know how to navigate the internet real well, and like trust a site. I didn't know if it was even smart to do. And that was back when it was $300 an ounce. And I had enough money for a couple ounces. Now I wish I would have just found a way.
I bought 3 Cougarans, and price was fluctuating, and all of a sudden it just soared up. Boom! I doubled my money. I sold it for $385 an ounce. Yeah. Shit, I wish I kept that.
Yeah. I'm sure that's how most people are with the Bitcoin. I mean, shoot.
On that, the day trading. Right now, I'm backed off for the last month and a half, 2.5 months.
Yeah.
Pretty much stabilized at 10.5, 10.6.
I can't believe how high stock still is. It's kind of crazy. As bad as some, I don't know.
That's speculation. And that's speculation on another stimulus money is coming. So they're already gambling on they're going to get that.
Maybe. It must be. Dangling out there. It's been ridiculous how long it's taken. Canada was getting like $2,000 a month for like months now.
You know, we've been talking political stuff for a while, and you know, getting this bill passed, getting something passed, back and forth negotiations. But government might shut down. Okay, here's our monies and get us make sure we're paid. Okay, passed. Boom, within a day. That pissed me off. I said, you can do that, and you can't give it help that's needed. Okay. So my thing is, hey, every incumbent that's in, I don't care what party you are, you're out.
We should. It is supposed to be ours.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be for us, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's what people do forget.
You know, with Trump, that he said that he wanted to forget negotiations with the stimulus. I want to get this Supreme Court nominee passed. And I do like her. She's a good judge, but that really pissed me off. So you were more worried about getting her into position than helping us.
Well, they've been stalling it so long. That's kind of pointless this time. I mean, they've had a bill. They've had a bill since June, sitting on.
Yeah.
Oh well, I don't want to talk about that crap. It's it's all crap. You know, politics is.
They have until the end of next week.
Yeah.
That something can be done to get it in time, because they already have the infrastructure on how to send it out in place. So once the president signs it, it can be in your account within days from there.
You know, yeah. Did you ever listen to Andrew Yang guy?
Oh yes, I am an Andrew Yang guy. He was my candidate.
Really? Because I mean, I didn't listen to him beforehand, but afterwards I listened to him, and man, especially after all this has happened, it's like his idea was kind of spot on for something like this. He would have had a system in place. It would have spent less money to give more money to us. Honestly, it's kind of crazy. Like shit. And especially he's a businessman. He's a businessman that isn't really political, which is rare.
But I've followed him from before when Obama appointed him to help with Detroit and doing a jobs creation program. Didn't really take off, but his plans, I listened to him, and he's going to be back. He'll be a presidential candidate next time.
Did you? Yeah, I believe that. Did you? You ought to listen to the Ed Milet interviewing Andrew Yang. He just did that a couple of weeks ago. It's an hour-long interview. It's really good because
on his channel,
because he doesn't get mad at anything you ask. He's not. There's no side for him, so he's not trying to defend his side and do the party line, whatever it is. He's just like, yeah, I think we should do something about that, instead of like, well, yeah. So I just kind of like that where he doesn't like fight everything or blame somebody else.
Screw whoever did the problem. Here's the problem. Let's
just fix it. Yeah, he's business minded about it, which is I do like some of those things about what this administration is business minded somewhat. I think it gets. You can say it goes badly because it's too much, but I do like some of the aspects too. If you can't, you got to know there's some good and bad in everything. I mean, come on.
You have, right now, the business portion is needed, but it's also compassion is mandatory, and that's what we're talking.
Yeah,
I followed Andrew Yang, and I love that Dave Chappelle, my favorite comedian, endorsed him.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love Chappelle.
Yeah.
Chappelle's it's a travesty that they had to quit the Chappelle show because he couldn't take them telling him how to do a show. I don't blame him. He's like making them so much money, and then they had to start stepping in and saying, you can't say this, you can't say that. He's like, I've been saying it. That's why it's a good show.
Yeah.
You would have stopped saying what's working. And that's, honestly, after that's when we got more and more censorship, more and more again. They got rid of him saying, because he can get away with saying the N-word and all these different things that, now you think about some of those episodes and like, whoa, like they were.
When Kramer
the way go ahead. I'm sorry.
When Kramer, he said from Seinfeld, when he said in his stand-up, he was ostracized. Yeah.
Yep. That's true. Well, and I think people got to understand that stand-up is a different thing. I mean, good Lord, you go back to like Pryor and some of those guys, some of the stuff they said.
Richard Jervis, is that his name?
Yeah.
When he did the last Academy Awards or Oscars, whatever one he just did.
Yeah.
I loved his speech. He said, you know what? They said so-and-so couldn't go because he had tweets that were racist or something. Have you guys looked at mine? He said, you know, I don't care. You guys picked me. This is my last time. I don't care. So he was going off about the not me movement, and saying, you know, you got every actor and male producer in here running scared. Hey, I don't care. Is it too soon? I don't care about these jokes. Right. And it was funny. It was bad. It was funny. It was in the context. Yeah. But
we've just gotten we can't
go to a bar to get healthy, you know.
Yeah.
So don't censor it.
Yeah. I mean, there's we act like I think it's just so crazy how we can't let anybody evolve. If you've said something 30 years ago, we're going to hold you to it forever, to think that you've never been able to grow up from it. Like, why? Why did we do that to each other? I think that's rude. You know what I mean? Like, we need to be allowed to evolve as people. We all get better over time, I hope, you know. I don't know.
I was watching old archive footage of interviews, and had this one Georgia woman, grandma, like had to be 80 years old, sitting in a rocker, white woman, you know, and she was talking about, you know, and down the road, the crackers down here, you know, it's just, that's just how it was taught. You know, it was a white woman talking about the crackers.
Yeah. I mean,
hey, Jamie,
it's all how you say things anyway. I mean, you can all tell. I mean,
I'm offended by it, no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, I'm from the country, and I tell you what, all these white people from the country are experts on black people, and they've never met any. It was amazing. I'm like, what are you guys talking? When I was a kid, I remember thinking, what are you guys talking about? Like, I remember, like in Missouri, they would talk about people, guys that have their pants pulled down. I'm like, I only see white guys trying to be cool with doing that. The black guys around here don't do that. I don't know. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's just, I think it's just poor people and dumb people. And we're all, you know, most of them I knew were white because I was around a bunch of white people. So the poor, dumb people I knew were white. So I guess I'm racist against poor, dumb people. I don't know.
Well, I'm not racist against it, but I see it. Moving from California, where I was living, here to Michigan. And
I bet that's quite a change.
White and blacks. There are you got Michiganders in here. I just, there's a difference.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You know, the whites from there, whites here, or blacks from there, blacks to here. They're different.
There's so many things that people don't talk about. Like from where I was from, it was Marceline. It's Walt Disney's boyhood home. He lived there when he was 8. He did his first drawings on the barn. My buddy lived in that house. It's pretty cool. But like, we moved there. I started going to school there my 5th grade year, and then I think I moved there my freshman year. And my parents lived there another 10 years afterwards. They were always looked at as outsiders inside the community because they weren't born there. And so it made it like, I don't hear it.
Geese.
Going home.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like flamingos outside. I'm getting swarmed. That's cool. I've never heard that.
Yeah. I can hear them now. But I remember we always felt like outsiders in our own community. And it was a small 2,500 community, but it's like you've had to have like 3 generations of family to be considered like from Marceline. It was weird. Like, we don't care. But they would actually throw that on you. We're like, we don't care.
Yeah.
It was strange.
Small towns are like that. When I lived in California, a tiny little town called Three Rivers outside Sequoia National Park. People would move in from LA all the time, just buy up homes, and they make it LA. And we would say you're not considered a local unless you've lived here 7 years or you've had your first DUI here.
Yeah. Yeah. Small towns, that's how they make their money is DUIs. So there was lots of them handed out in our town.
Yeah.
Possessions. They gave out possessions like it was candy to all these underage kids because everybody was drinking. Because you couldn't get I don't think drugs were near as accessible. And so it was just alcohol.
Well, there's everything here, but yeah, it was right outside of Sequoia National Park, and that's where in the summertime people just go in about a mile into the park, and that's the best swimming hole. And
Yeah.
they would bust them all the time with underage drinking, pot, coke, whatever, and that's federal property.
Oh,
So yeah, it's a federal crime.
Yeah. You miss your small town in Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, if I lived in Florida, I'd probably feel that way too. Springfield's kind of a small town, even though it's 200,000 or whatever.
Yeah. Here I'm in the tiny little town. I was living in that huge big city called Battle Creek, Michigan. 50,000 people. That was big. And so now I'm in a smaller town,
So how close are you to the lakes?
Lake Michigan is hour and a half, maybe. I'm right in between Detroit and Chicago.
Okay.
On the southern border. It's like 15, 20 minutes to Indiana from here.
Yeah, we went through there once. We went to the underground tunnel to Detroit, or whatever that is.
Yeah.
Or is it through Detroit to Canada? Is that
I've not been over that way much. Not yet.
Yeah, I remember it was crazy. Like you get to Detroit and you're like, whoa. When you get to Canada, it's like it's so different. You're like, whoa, this is nice. Mm-hmm. Detroit's not nice.
No. Yeah.
I
remember 20 years here before I plan on moving back to Pennsylvania.
She said what? You have a few more years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she said Florida sucks.
Yeah.
She's going to be doing another auction here, I believe.
Cool.
She has a thumbnail made up yet.
Cool. Yeah, you need to promote that for a week or so.
Mm-hmm. Get her done so we can. And tomorrow morning on the show, you can promote it. So.
Harry Humstone interviewed Donald. I want to see this one.
Have you seen his videos lately?
I've been watching.
Yeah,
did I miss something? I don't remember.
No, not lately. I mean, just
yeah. Oh yeah, I always watch his videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like Harry. I learned a lot about some antiques really quick back when I needed to know stuff. I opened up antique booths, and I had to sell more than collectibles because they needed you to sell 90%. Because I did one that was like you could do collectibles and antiques. It had to be 90%. And then the next one I went to, I already rented it, and they were like, no, it has to be 90% antiques. It's like, oh crap. So I need to study antiques, and I found Harry, and he helped me quite a bit or else I would have bought about 50 insulators that everybody would have had. You know what I mean? And that's what I found about our community is it's not that they're giving you bolos. They're keeping you from buying dumb stuff and saving you time and saving you money and time not listing that crap. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's one of the biggest parts of our community that helped me with just not making the mistakes on eBay. And
Alexa, stop. Continue. I got to turn that one on.
But yeah, it's Harry's wealth of knowledge.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
And his stories are good.
Yes.
I like even his hiking videos because I just like seeing other areas, rivers and trees, just to see the different kinds of trees and whatever.
Yeah, I'm that is my thing now is antiques.
I got a piece of Wedgwood from T last night.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I can't wait to get it.
Yeah,
I got this.
Email her about the invoice, by the way.
I see now I'm into collecting stuff from people because I'm going to keep that. I got this Fenton top hat, like toothpick holder. Well, it almost looks better on the camera for $7 from over the years, Tim. It's like 15 with shipping, but I can get 20 out of it in my booth. But I just want to keep it because it looks cool. I like the fade in it. It's cool. I don't know. Got something from over the years. I like still to this day, Commonwealth Picker. I don't know if you watch Kevin, and he has a new shed, but before he had the shed, he had the downstairs, and downstairs I had sent him something one time, and I put one of my business cards in there, and it's my business name. Oops.
Oh.
Dropping remotes, and that's why remotes sell on eBay. Drop them and break them. But I have my Lawn and Order.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
But it's on his. It's taped to his shelf that's right behind him when he's talking. So it's cool in every video. I'm sitting there. I can see my card there because I've been following him since he was probably. I think he may have had under 500 subscribers when I was watching him at the beginning, and I started watching him. I'm like, oh, he explains so because a lot of the people I was watching had only been doing eBay for like a couple years or less. So they didn't really know it better than I did. But when you got the Commonwealth Picker, I'm like, oh, this guy's been doing eBay. And he knows how to when he was talking about parting out things, I brought a whole new world of like, oh, I can buy a Wii system and just part it all out and actually make some money on it. Even when it was not a really wanted thing, and parting out vacuum cleaners and things like that. It's like, oh, things I never would have thought of. And that's why I followed him for so long. And he's got a nice family.
Yeah, was the air guitar or the PlayStation?
Guitar Hero.
Guitar Hero, yeah.
Yeah.
You take the Guitar Hero, you take the dongle out and throw the guitar away.
Yeah.
So that little piece for just as much as the whole thing, but less shipping.
Yep, because that dongle is never with those Guitar Heroes. I've seen them at the store. I see them at Goodwill all the time, and I just put them back because they never had the dongle.
I found the dongles by themselves in the electronics department.
Yep.
They didn't know what it was. Oh, it's an adapter, 50 cents. Okay, sure.
Yeah, it's crazy what you can. I had a friend that's up in Marceline. She was having a garage sale today, and she was selling 75 Hallmark Christmas ornaments, all still in the box.
Wow.
For $50. And I was like, dang, if I was there, I'd buy them up. No problem. Because they'd sell my booth, getting them for less than $1 a piece. I could sell them for $5 and make money. They go fast.
Yeah. Alexa, start a timer for 25 minutes.
And that's another thing I think that one of the biggest problems with resellers too is, and what Commonwealth Picker made me realize that, you buy something for $5 and you can sell it for 20 the next day, sell for 20 the next day.
God, she's irritating.
Because I was doing that, trying to sell for 30 and wait for that right customer 2 months down the line, which, you get 30 instead of 20, but you only had 5 into it. Just get that 20 back. If you trust yourself with that next buy, move it. And so I've gotten better at that because of Kevin and part-time picker, Matt. Made me kind of realize it's more about the sell-through rate, not how many listings you have completely. A lot of listings is just good for the algorithm. It's just good for eBay to look at. It's not really, you better have good listings. It's not about all of, because I have some I probably had 20 listings on there that have never sold over the years. That when I look back at the pictures, I'm like, ugh, I need to take these things off. They're terrible.
Yeah, a friend of mine emailed me last night. I don't know if you heard about it. eBay issues.
What
Hey,
about them?
hey, GP, just wanted to give you an update on the issues we talked about. I did confirm that since August, we have site issues and still cannot pinpoint the problem. IT is scrambling to insert code to correct search engine crashing issues. Their best guess is managed payment incorporation may have caused search result issues.
Oh,
Means
crap. So the algorithm's all jacked up.
So if you get consistent sales for a week where you are busy and then nothing, why the reason?
I've had that a lot.
So yeah, if you all of a sudden see it all, it's consistent sales, boom, 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 start. That's what's going on. They think when they did the managed payments and did it into their system, they removed a portion of their payment system and just implemented the managed payments into the thing. And they had fix-it codes, bug codes that they fixed that can no longer fix the problem, but they don't know what ones are the problem.
Right.
So and
they've got such
people are doing searches and it's crashing their search engines.
So no one can find your product.
And so a lot of products are not even being seen. So
because I had some Wii systems that were getting like 20 looks. I'm like, it's been out for like 10 days, 20 looks. I'm like, it was getting like 100 in a couple of days, a lot of times. So I was like, listing and selling similar and getting a new listing going. It still wasn't doing much. So maybe that was what it was, because it didn't make sense how all of a sudden it just changed.
Yeah, so they're programming. They're trying to find it, so they have to go through line by line code.
So I guess as long as my listings are still there, I guess in a way I'm building my listings up, because usually I put up like 30 listings in 2 days and I didn't sell one thing. I'm like, well, that's weird. Usually I sell 5 things when I list 30 things.
I would suggest do those 30 things over 10, 12-day period.
Yeah.
Are you doing auctions or just buy it now?
Oh, buy it now only. Yeah.
Okay. Stagger it out during the day. Or do them all and just have them scheduled to go at certain times, just so it's staggered. So you're always having something starting.
Yeah.
Each day.
I used to do a lot of auctions because that's what sports cards guys did, but I just buy on auctions. I don't sell anymore on auctions.
Yeah.
That's one thing I noticed. The ways I picked up my homes back then, because I got them really cheap, but I got them even cheaper than they were going for back then, because I was just sniping things and I knew what things go for. And I was just pressing newly listed. And every once in a while you catch something, it'd be on a buy it now and just pop, grab it. And I got a lot of cards good that way. And also on auctions, when they had the auctions ending at like Tuesday at noon, I set my alarm because I knew no one else was going to set their alarm for Tuesday at noon. And so
sniping programs where you
I'm sure
you can upload. Okay, here's the eBay listing. You put it in your sniping program. This is the amount I want it, and do it at. And because of the way eBay works, you want to do it like 12 seconds before the auction ends. Go ahead and throw it in there.
Yep.
And it'll automatically snipe whatever bid's there up to your amount. And you don't even have to be awake to do it.
And that's just what I do by hand. But it's because I always had an advantage on auctions because I knew what I wanted to spend. Mm-hmm. No one else does. They're hoping they get it just cheap. And so they don't know what their limit is. And I knew my limit. And so I just wait to the end and pop. And a lot of times I get it way cheaper than what I was going to actually pay for it. So that's why I like buying on them. But I sell everything by it now, just waiting for the guys because what I found was everybody was selling on auctions. So being the guy that didn't sell on auctions, I was the guy that you can just get it right now. And a lot of people don't want to wait 7 days anymore for an auction. That's what auctions used to work good back in the day. That Amazon's made it where I don't want to wait for it. And that's another thing too. I don't have anybody complain about the time to get to them with my products.
I think everybody understands right now.
Yeah, I think everybody understands, and that's one thing I didn't think people would be understanding, because I thought Amazon would kind of ruin that. But the only time anybody ever complained that they had a right to, it took a long time, and it got to them. But and that's been a year ago. And it was like a $15 item. I remember it was one of those days. I'm like, a $15 item I'm getting all these problems for. It's like, why am I doing this? But I mean, most of the time I don't have. The only thing I had problems with media mail. That crap, and that's just buying it. I don't send it out very often. But like, it's been 3 weeks to a month sometimes for stuff I've ordered. I'm like, holy crap, really?
I was shocked one time. I bought a bunch of DVDs from Brittany in Georgia, and she sent them to me media mail to Michigan, and it arrived in 2 days, delivered.
Wow.
I took Britt, look, I already got these. This is crazy.
She had a auction one day. She was in there and she had a bunch of records, and they were so good. But it's that one time where I was like, I can't spend money on those. Like, dang it. I just paid a bunch of bills or something. And I was like, dang it. I wish I could have got them, because she had some good ones. Some of them were sealed still.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was showing us when she first got those. I thought, wow.
They were some good. I think Adam ended up getting some of them because they were just too good to pass up for him, even because he knew he could sell them on eBay or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's one of the keys. Like, the people that auctions don't do very good, it's the ones that aren't set up for resellers. Resellers don't buy single items very often. They want to buy multiple things.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to have reseller lots, I think. And so if you don't have a reseller lot,
depends.
Unless you have like the crazy lamp lady and you have all these followers who just want to buy something from you. If you have like 100 people in the chat, yeah, you might be able to do that, get away with it. But when you're only getting 20 to 50, you better have at least some reseller lots in there where I can buy something, keep one thing, sell the rest, still make some money, and it's cutting down on the shipping for the person selling it. But it still has to be a good enough lot. And I know, but you know how when you're a reseller, you're only going to pay 30 to 50%. Because I mean, otherwise it doesn't make sense.
You have money on the bone to make a profit, yeah, and cushion for other items that don't do as well.
Yep. Yeah. I like Westside Gary's got a great auction.
Exactly. That's one of the ones I was going to mention.
That's the ones they should model after. I mean, the only thing I would say they shouldn't do is have too big a reseller lots. Tom Cruise has had some, because the couple I bought were like, he said they were 75 45s, but there would end up being 90 in each one. And it was almost too big because it was only like 40 people in the chat. Yeah. And I got them for $100 or something. I can't remember now. It was so cheap. And a lot of them still had the original cover on it, plastic sleeve around them. It's like 20 Elvis, 20 Prince, 20 Madonna, and all kinds of other things. A bunch of Zeppelin and Pink Floyd. And yeah, I saw Harry's had a good haul today. He had what do you call those things? The shave, the wood, the Stanley. I forget what he calls them. He found like 4 of those. What do you call them? Yes. He found like 4 of those today. I wonder how they're going to do. Okay.
Depends. You can get some are a dime a dozen. Other ones are worth money.
Yeah. I remember one of the first antiques I bought, I thought was so good, was those meat grinders.
Again, yeah.
Dime a dozen.
Yeah.
I started going to antique shops, saw them in everybody's booths. I'm like, oh, crap. $8. I'm like, I spent $4 a piece. I'm like, crap.
You live and learn.
Yep, exactly. So I've actually got them right there. I'm gonna sell it as a reseller lot in my flea market booth for like parts, and just put $20 and there's like 4 or 5 of them in there. Take them. I bet they sell, because that's what I found in my flea market booth and antique mall booth is a lot of the Mennonites and Amish people go there to shop.
Yeah.
And so
my buddy, he had a bunch of those the cheese graters. the same
Mhm.
way.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? I want one of those. This one, it had latches that folded out for its own legs, so it sat on above a plate, and you just put that cheese in there and just swirled that thing, and it did a pound of cheese quick.
Huh.
So, I'll take that to use it.
Yeah.
But another person that's doing, I'm teaching her how to do auctions, is Tania.
Yeah.
She didn't realize, when she wanted to do an auction, she approached me and said, okay, this is all the stuff we have to do before and afterwards. She did not realize until after doing an auction of how much prep is behind the scenes. And I
Yep.
said, you did a lot of prep and avoided all the mistakes that everybody else are making. So,
And then all the shipping afterwards.
yeah.
And that's one thing I don't like about some auctions. They don't even ship it for a week or two. And you
Yeah,
paid
no,
like right
we
away.
already
You're like,
we had
hey,
her set
now
up.
you guys need to ship that quick. Pirate Auction's the only one that really ships like that. He ships it like within 2 days.
Tania as well. As soon as they're paid, well, actually, Tania did it as soon as they're paid. It shipped that day.
Yeah. And that, I mean, we're resellers. If we're buying reseller lots, we want that back so we can sell it, so we can
Right.
make some money, and we'll come back. It's
Yeah,
just
you
like
don't want
when I was a good
you don't
bartender
want your money
because,
tied up in something. It's not going
yeah,
to do you any good. You need to get
right,
that money gone and boom, flip.
right. And like when I was a bartender, I had so many regulars because I just wanted to keep the assholes out, honestly, and it just buffered me away from them. And I got a big clientele of regulars, and that's why Gary, I don't he only has like, I think he may have less than 500 subs, but he gets 80 to 100 people in his live because he's got the right people that are sub to him,
He's
and he's got
selling the right
return
stuff.
people coming back because they know he's going to have reseller lots.
Yeah, his stuff is good. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you just can't.
I've put all those higher priced items, and I'm saying, holy shit, that's going to sell for 2-3 times the person that just paid $150.
Yeah,
That's going to go for $300-$400. Wow.
he had some like really rare things. I saw him like the Nintendo watch, like he had that like really. He had like the professional Sony Walkman Discman from back in
Mm-hmm.
the day. It was like the professionals used. It was like I'd never seen it, like stuff that he could have sold on. But he wants to bring back people for later. Maybe he gets better deals later on. Sometimes you got to give away stuff at first. I love studying like successful people in their fields. And like Steven Spielberg, I mean, almost all of them did the same thing. They gave away their talent for free for a long time
Mm-hmm.
to the right person, and then they got their start by just giving away and being undeniable. And I think that's how you get people to buy into you if you if you can give it away for free for a while. And that's another thing too that we loved about Walt Disney. He up until he passed away, if you could prove you were from Marceline, you got to go to any of the parks for free.
Huh.
And that's another reason why we loved him, because he loved us so much. And so we promoted him as much as possible too. He was actually right before he passed away, he was going to put a park into Missouri, into Marceline, and it was going to be it was going to be like based on like the 1800s, like the early 1800s, when you'd like shearing a sheep and like churning your own butter and things like that, like showing you how to do kind of actually what Silver Dollar City became is kind of how they would kind of developed it. And they kind of took that idea, and they had all the interstates. They were going to expand the interstates. The governor had passed it, and they were going to put that money into it. And then he passed away. And Roy Disney is like, no, because Walt loved Marceline, but Roy, he was older. He was like 14 or 15, so he had to just work his butt off on the farm. So he hated Missouri. But when Walt was here, he was like 8, so he just got to sit around and draw pictures and didn't have to work. And so Roy was like, no, I don't. So they put all their money in the Epcot Center. I think that worked out a little better.
Yeah, before he did the Epcot one, he also wanted to try to do a ski resort.
Oh yeah,
and have a monorail system go up through the Sierra Nevadas into Wolverton.
huh?
And I said, no. The Sierra Club was formed and said, no, you go away.
That's not happening. Huh. It's interesting.
You want to
Yeah, the
go
whole
get-
story. I don't know if you know the story about how they got Disney World, but it's crazy how they bought the land. They formed like it was Roy Disney's idea. They formed like 6 or 8 different title companies, and they started buying up swampland here and there, just
patches.
everywhere, just trying to do it slowly so no one would catch on. And because they had a process to drain that swamp water to turn it into usable habitat, and finally they caught on. I think that they bought like I don't remember. It was like 200 squares of land, and the last 2 cost more than the other 198 because once they found out, they just jacked up the price because they knew they had them, And so I was like, oh, it makes sense, but it was so cheap too because they just bought a bunch of swampland.
Yeah. Pennies
It's like
for an acre. Yeah.
yeah, it's like the new Yankee Stadium that was like considered swampland, and it was like pennies on the dollar when they bought it from the federal land or something. So they got that land for like next to nothing too.
It's like
But
San
big surprise.
Francisco International Airport. That was water.
Huh.
They built it up, threw dirt in the ocean, and made a runway.
It's like, isn't it San Fran? That's kind of pushed. They just like pushed it in and made it a little bit more
When they
out
first,
there.
the 1849, the
Yeah.
gold rush, they would just take their big clipper ships and just ground them and just leave them go. So there's ships that are buried underneath the city.
That's crazy.
Some of them, they scuttled some of the pieces off of it. And the first capital of California was Benicia. And they still have some of the oil lamps and the benches from the ships still in there.
Huh.
Yeah, they do excavations, building new buildings, have to do the pylons down into the ground. Oh, there's another ship.
It's weird.
Yeah, I think it's like 4 blocks they've made that was never there before.
Yeah, I knew it was something like that. At least a few. It's just weird. It's like most of the, how many cities are in the Mediterranean Sea. It's kind of nuts.
Yeah. Hi, Emily, Emily, how you doing?
How you doing?
Nope, my dinner's almost getting ready. Got to get the other stuff ready.
Well,
I'm gonna
jump out if you need to.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
And
Yeah.
hope you hear some good guitar playing.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you for joining. Good talking to you.
See you, Anthony.
Later. Yeah, I saw you had some pretty good stuff today. Even that Star Wars stuff. I mean, I'm sure you can Facebook Marketplace that, sell the whole lot for double, at least, not triple. Still new in the box. Look like, most of it was. I don't know how much those Stanley things go for. What else did you get? You had so much crap. What was in that orange box? I forget what was in that orange box. Something you bought for $5. Well, I've been on here for quite a while. Probably should jump off. Boobs. uh, planes. Yeah, those planes. I bet those would sell my booth just because the Mennonites and Amish would pick those up because they'd use them. They know good materials and they know USA made stuff. So is your games, Dana? Are they gonna be the same games? Or are you just moving that to the other channel? Is that what you're doing? Or is it going to be new games, different games? I think that game's fun. Sometimes it's hard. It doesn't even make sense sometimes, like their answers. Some of them, it's like, how did we not get it? We guessed everything possible. I think it's helped everybody's typewriting skills. We've all gotten faster and better at that. I know I have, seriously. Probably should be outside running. Dogs are sleeping. Yes, and Jackbox. What's Jackbox? I don't know what I know. I don't think I know Jackbox. Dogs are sleeping. Hey, Harry. Yeah,
How you doing
I saw
there?
that. That is cool. I don't think I know Jackbox. Dogs are sleeping. Hey, Harry. Is that
Hold
World War
on.
I?
Hold on, time out. I got to get rid of that. Bam. I think we're good, right?
Yeah.
This is my World War I pickup today.
Dang.
This is pretty cool.
It'd be hard not to keep. You just don't see that very often.
Well, I'm going to keep it for a little bit. My buddy, where'd James take off for the hills? Where's he at?
Yeah, he had chicken cooking.
All right. Yeah, a kid down the street collects them. My buddy that I go to all my clean outs with. So
$10.
he'll end up probably with it somehow because we'll swap. But dude, it just kept coming. And these are high items. This is a buck knife.
Yeah.
$5. They go from 40 to 50.
Yep.
And the planes you were talking, that's the reason I came on, because those planes.
Yeah, I'd like to see this closer.
I've watched that bearded hustler. I think he sells a lot of that stuff. And I've been just in time flipping.
Yeah.
The New England dude. So I've always passed these over, but these ones are the ones people want. And these are the big boys. These are the Stanley Baileys. That's what they're Bailey Stanley on there. Number 6.
And they're in good shape too.
Same with that. Well, this one has some tape around the handle, so that I don't think I bet you the people to mess with these. The Amish, like you said, some people buy these things, man. Yep. And these are the number 5s are better than these number 6s. And of course the number 7's better too. So I got the in between. These are like 40-some bucks a piece. They're selling all day. They sell. So
I guarantee they would in my booth.
Man, I'm telling you, I'm picking this stuff up. I'm going to be selling away this winter. I just got to figure out. These are over 10 pounds, so
you can do those pirate ship. Do cubic. It's based on cubic feet instead of weight.
Yeah, but that's something I got to go offline and find out more about.
It's actually from USPS, and so it's really easy. It took no time to sync up. To log in and get an account, and then it just links right in with eBay. It's really pretty easy.
I picked up something really slick today. You know, I like typewriters, and I pick them up and sell them. A lot of people think they don't even pay attention to them.
Right.
And I don't know why, but I've seen an orange one today. How many orange typewriters have you seen? Smith Corona. I knew pink ones were good and all that, so I get it for $5, and the damn thing's like, it looks new, man. It's ding-ling-ling. It's got the case and everything. I get home and look it up. They're going from easily $99 to $175. They're selling.
Oh yeah,
they're selling. So
that color is like a mid modern century, whatever it is, kind of a color too, and it's from that time period. So yeah, I've sold typewriters in my booth. The old ones where they come up and go chink chink, like the really nice ones, big steel ones. I got that for like $3 in Goodwill one time, and I had the case around it. Took it in my booth and sold it for, I think I put it at like $79, and it sold within a week.
Yeah, these things. I've been selling them out in the parking lot, but I've got 2 now. Hey, Kelly. The
that I'm going to put on eBay. I got this Continental one that's a little small one that's slick looking, and then I got this orange one. It's crazy, man, but I'll drive an hour to go pick one up now because I kind of know what they're worth.
Right.
And they're selling good. Smith Coronas, look at them, man. The old big tank, I call them boat anchors. Those ones will go for 35 and 40 and stuff. But these little ones, those little carry jobbers that you portables, man, them things are through the roof.
I think because they still like that. Even like Joe Rogan talks about, he hated the new Apple keyboard because it didn't make a click. He's like, I need the click. And so some people just really like the old way of doing it, and they're so used to it and they've done it for so long. They want that old typewriter. You know what I mean? Who knows? I've sold some crazy,
a Slits globe that sparkles, and it spins both ways, but it only spins one. So I have to get that fixed because I just comped that $230 some bucks. I'm saying. Oh. I got to get it. I got to try to attempt. If not, I'm going to sell it as repair parts. That stuff is still going to get $100 and some bucks for it. $3. Teapot. I mean, I keep walking up in these yards and this stuff's jumping out at me. I'm the first one up.
Well, there, so. $2 or $3 those teapots. You just almost got to.
Yeah, they're like 20, 25, 15 to 25. Is anybody in here? I want to talk to people about crazing. You know what the crazing is? That's when, if you look at the teapot or old china, it's got cracks all through it, or check. You know, it's got and they call it crazing, and it's in a lot of china, and it's in those today. But
yeah, like those small cracks inside the enamel, like
it's all over the whole thing. It's not a crack; it's kind of like weathering. But I think it affects. Well, I know it has to affect it somehow. Right. But how much does it affect it? That's what the question I have with somebody that's good. And then at the end of the day, I go pick up a bag of Star Wars unopened for less than $1 a piece. You got it, man. It's just easy. That's easy money.
Yeah. People are just selling.
Well, and honestly, too, if you're going to run auctions, that's the perfect stuff for running an auction. You can run 3 lots out of that, 3 auction lots out of those Star Wars, and probably get 15 a piece on each lot.
Yeah, there was one neighborhood up there, and that's it for a community yard sale. And I bet you that if they had 100 houses in there, that was maybe that many. But the first 4 I went in, I bought something. I mean, it went from Power Rangers to the Buck Knight to Harry Potter hardback.
Yeah.
You got to grab them too. The first edition Harry Potters, plus the girl in college, she loves it, man. So
the hardbacks.
I got a daughter that just will watch that movie. She wouldn't watch it when she was a kid, but she started later on, so she'll sit there all day and watch stinking Harry Potter when she's home from college. So.
That's funny. Yeah, I had a 1938 Spanish Civil War helmet, and it looked just like a German one. Oh, so I was like, I don't know if I can sell it on eBay. It might, I don't know. I just don't want to mess with it. So I put it in my booth for $59, and it sold like within a week.
Yeah, because a lot of people think it's a German helmet. I went up.
They do reenactments.
And I looked, and I seen that helmet sitting there. I'm going, you don't see this stuff. I knew it was World War I, or is it
It's that flat brim.
Yeah, or it was British. So I didn't know what I had yet. So I go up, and I didn't look at the uniforms really good because I didn't want to really take time to look. But I knew that was something. So I grabbed it. She says, well, my husband's in the shower. He's got other helmets. Come back in 10 minutes. I did. He had German helmets, but he wasn't bringing them out. Because I'd have bought, if he put $10 a piece on German helmets, they're still a couple $100. You might not be able to get rid of them on eBay, but you can get.
You might be able to. I bet you could.
But then my buddy, I took a picture of it and sent it to him, and he sent back. He looked it up right off the bat, and the patches go for $50 from that unit. So that's the 35th Division U.S. Expeditionary Forces, I guess.
Yeah. That's interesting. That symbol that was on the helmet.
Yeah. Yep, it's blue.
That's cool.
I don't know if you can see that or not. But
Yeah.
that's it. He looked it up immediately and sent it. He was looking at it in the yard.
Yeah.
You could tell he wants something. And I can't, once he says he wants it, he's like the Godfather. I got to give him a piece of the action because he lets me in those clean outs and I fill my car up. So,
Right.
once you got to pay the fiddler.
Well, I mean, if that's something that would keep him around, yeah, absolutely. Because it's cool, and in a weird way, you get to keep it around too, and it's still here. If he's got
that somebody would have bought that. That was
it'd be gone so fast on eBay.
8:00 in the morning. I might have been that. It was about 5 or 8 o'clock, right there. They were just some people still setting up, but that's when if you yard sale, you got. If somebody says don't come up my yard, you just stop.
Yep.
I always ask you if you're open. I'm nice. I don't. And I usually, you always get one that's grumpy, and then most everybody else they want to get rid of their stuff, so they're not going to tell you to get out of here. So.
Yeah, I went to, I think 5 garage sales and 1 estate sale today, and they were all terrible. And some of them had good stuff, but they just haven't priced so high. The estate sale was ridiculous. They had one of those KitchenAid mixers,
Yep.
Really nice KitchenAids. And I'm like, all right, hopefully it's 25, but it's probably 40 or 50. I went and looked at the sticker, it said $200.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
200? That's like almost brand new. At least have to have the box. It didn't even have the box,
Right.
Like I couldn't sell that on eBay for probably 125, maybe.
Yeah.
But that's kind of a whole estate sale was that way. I found one. What was it? Oh, a DeWalt hard case carrier for a drill, and I have a drill that I don't have a hard case, so that worked out. And it was only $1, and it was at one of those overpriced garage sales. Everything else was overpriced, and this was $1. I'm like, sweet, 'cause I could have sold that for 10 in my booth. I'll probably keep it.
Yeah, I just I'm sad to see this season end because I've just killed it.
Yeah.
From the spring on, I had probably one bad day. I'm going to end mine with a live yard sale of my own, and then I'm done. Then I've got plenty to list, and then I'm going to check out this Columbus flea market in Jersey.
What about Columbus? I haven't heard anything about it. What's going on?
Is huge, so I'm going to start going there.
Oh, just trying to get some stuff cheap there that way.
See if it goes, through the winter. It's South Jersey, so it's not as far up as I thought. So it's probably once I get to the bridge, it's going to be about an hour and 15 minutes from here. So I'll do it.
Worth a chance.
Yeah. Now, and my son's he's dumping out all the bins out in the garages and pulling all the stuff from yard sales out. And he's fine, and he's posting all this stuff on eBay because he's selling his Pokemon. So he's got. Remember, if you've seen this Toy Stories 3, there's that little dial when he goes into the other house. Woody does, and I think it's a little dial, little girl dial. He found that in there, so he's posted that, and he's got a bunch of Batmans and stuff like that. Stuff I would sell for $1. He's got it on eBay, so he's going to outsell me. You watch him. Probably.
You taught him well. Yeah, I'm glad he found that TCG player. Kind of gives you a baseline on because some of that stuff is worth more money than you knew, with the Pokemon and Magic cards and stuff. So it's pretty helpful to have.
Yeah, it's crazy. You remember that hat that I thought was what we think it was, Goodrich?
Yeah.
Had that big patch. Well, guess what was behind it? It was Agway. The patch was loose, and I kept looking at it. I was putting it on eBay, and I see this little round patch, and I'm going, hold on, there's a patch behind that. So I took and pulled that one off. It was a bad sew job, and I said, that's a K-Plan Agway hat. They're still worth $30. But all this stuff he put that on.
That's why I wonder. I was like, I've never seen patches like that, and that's why.
Yeah. if I don't know if you see the threading on the inside. I'll show that to Conrad.
That's funny.
Cernak.
What was that? A K brands or is just made in USA?
No, that's K brand.
Oh, K
That's
brand.
the only one I have so far. I will.
I got a couple. I have two.
Last year, the year before, every year I always have seen those crates full of those damn hats and buck a piece. Never looked at them.
Yep.
Didn't know.
Yep.
Now I know.
John Deere, Caterpillar.
Yep. Ford.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I will. And it's going to be. I'm going to look at that thing, and it's going to be a buck a piece. And I'll say, well, what do you want for all of them? I'll get them even lower. So.
Yep. You can too, and people don't realize that people don't mind it being a little bit dirty, and you can clean them easy. Like something that Chernock said was like, if this is like Barnett Ford, that kind of helps sometimes because there's a Barnett out there that has a Ford and he wants that hat, so that kind of stuff. I bought a hat that said Long Wholesale because my last name's Long.
Mm-hmm.
Because it goes with my business. So yeah, I get that. And for some reason, green hats go better.
Well, there was that seed. I know there's that seed hat that was green, and John Deere was green.
Yeah.
There was this other stuff that's called Sire Power. All the farmer hats. When I was
Cobb, DEKALB
was another one, and here they all are. Now I got to go get them because there's plenty of places to still have that crate of them. Because when I was growing up, my buddy used to have them all in his gun rack. He didn't wear them. They were all sitting up there. He collected those hats, so he didn't throw them out. Well, now that's 40 years ago too, though. So
does he still have them?
He just passed away, so who knows? So
yeah, a couple of years ago, my grandma, we were up for Christmas, and she goes, "Guys, if you want some of these hats, take them. Because if not, I'm throwing them away. Because they're all my grandpa's old hats. He's passed 5 years ago." And we all grabbed one or two, but there was some that got thrown away. And now I look back on them like, oh no, because they were so good. And he always prided himself because he always got them free for like buying a car or, buying feed somewhere or something.
Mm-hmm.
But he always had all those old mesh trucker hats.
I know, man. It's that's easy. Good God, you don't have to worry about them breaking. I could get those boxes for free at work all day long. Bring home 20 of them, and that's Cernak was in something this morning. I thought, or was it? It might have been yesterday.
Yeah.
But he's smart, man.
Yeah, he has that one place he goes to that has all those hats too, which helps. His honey hole. I wish I had a place where I could just go get him as easy as he does. He gets some good ones.
It's called the country, man. He's in the country. If I went over Salem County, New Jersey, and Gloucester, and Cumberland, that's where all the farmers are. And all you could even ask around, hey, what are you doing with all those old hats? You still got them? Yeah, they're up in the closet. You want some? Yeah, damn right I do. Here.
Yeah, I couldn't believe some. Like, I don't know. I bought like 100 hats, like March or April, and I would say 80 of them were never worn, just a little dusty. They were all collected. I just got lucky when I bought them too, because a lot of them didn't say that. And it's just amazing how many people collected them back then, knew that they were going to be worth some money, And same way with records.
Did you sell them all?
I've got a lot of them listed. I probably sold 5 so far, and I've listed about 40. But they're just a little slower movers.
Now, are you on Macari with those, or
no? I buy them off Macari though.
eBay?
I buy stuff off Macari and sell it on eBay.
Oh, okay.
It works out. I've done that. I don't know. I've done that too, where I bought on eBay and sold on Macari. So it's just really finding deals.
Yeah, I buy it all. If I find out that it's going to sell, because then I can increase my collections. But I got to really start unloading some stuff too, and I've got a lot to get rid of this winter. I'm ready to go too. So
Yeah. I haven't had a lot of good garage sales, but the ones I've gone to that I have bought stuff, I got such good deals that are going to set me up for the whole year, really, you know?
Yeah.
One thing I've noticed too about like negotiating, I just use the stall technique most of the time because people aren't ready. They're not used to negotiating. They're not used to, because I always bundle stuff and they're never ready for you to ask what for all of it. You know what I mean? And they're thinking in their head, like, I should probably give him a deal because he's getting more. And so they always end up giving you almost half price on what they had listed. And you almost wanted it for what it was listed for. You know what I mean? And that happened to me the other day where someone wanted $25 for 17 Jordan cards, like 15 Shaq cards, a bunch of other stuff, like 1949 Bowman, like 5 different 49 Bowman, which I'd never even seen before, a bunch of other stuff. And he goes, I go, how much for all of it? He's like, all of it. I'm like, yeah, all of it. Because he had it listed out like $3 per Jordan card or something. And he goes, how about 25? And I thought he was going to say 50. And I just like, well, and he goes, 20? I go, okay. I just stalled for 5 seconds and he went down 5 more bucks and I would have given him 50, no problem, you know? So sometimes you just got to be calm and, you know, and be there early. Like you said, you know,
Early.
they're early. They want to sell. They want to get a sale right away.
Absolutely. They want to dump that stuff. And
you pulled it all out of your house.
Typewriter.
Yeah, you pulled it out of your house. You did that work. You don't want to sit there and not sell something, you know. But that stall technique works pretty good. Just and they'll usually go down, or at least work with you. And what I always did, a lot of times too, is I'd leave something out. Where if I didn't like the price, I go, well, if you throw in that, then I will, you know. And that's what I do sometimes if they want to do a price and they don't want to budge. I'm like, well, if you throw that in there too, I'll do it, and that works too. I was pretty good at negotiating from the get-go. That didn't take very long for me. I had the knack for it, I guess.
I do to a certain point, but something's real good. I'm satisfied with what they're saying too. When I see it cheap, like the planes where she went 10. No, 8. And I said, okay, how about 5? She said, okay. And then she brought another one. There was another one, the same damn big one like that. She says, oh, well, this one's a little better looking. So 8, I wasn't arguing when I said, okay. Then I grabbed the little or two and I said, 5? She says, sure. So that's how I got them.
Yep.
I know there's well over 100 hours in planes there. So 18, you triple your money. Kelly picked up 5 hats, so that's cool.
Yeah. She finds good stuff. Yeah, and that's another thing too, is like I ask people, do you have any old hats? Because a lot of times they don't throw them out there. Yep. That's why you get them cheap, some people don't think of it and they're like, yeah, I have a ton of them. On LPs or another one, I asked for records. They're like, you want to buy records? I'm like, yeah, I want to buy some records, you know? And so you can be surprised when people pull out stuff. Video games, the same deal. So I like to ask, and you still get them a good deal when you ask for them.
Mine is now is getting typewriters. I'm not getting the Coleman lanterns. I always say you got old toys. I just start naming. And the one woman said, yeah, wait a second, and brings out this little typewriter for me last week or two weeks ago, I think it was, because I just sold out all mine. Now I got 3 again. All those little teeny sewing machines and stuff. I was talking to a guy and I said, you got to watch my stuff. I was at work and he's looking at the video and he sees the toy typewriter. He says, how much for that? I said, 20. He says, I want it. I said, hold on, I got a better one. And then I showed him the next one. I said, I want 50 for that. And he's going, shake my hand. I said, hold on, I still got another one. I got this big old boat anchor one. It's nice. I said I won't have 20 for that. So all of them are gone. I paid 40, get 90. I'm taking them to work. They're the kind of deals I like because there's no shipping. I just drop them off. He grabs them. That's why I like Facebook so much.
Oh yeah.
Eat in the parking lot. I get what I want. They get what they want, and it's better than a yard sale price.
I agree.
So I double my money, or at least triple it. So it's a good deal.
And you know, like most people, just get that money back so you can have a chance, because you know you're going to run into someone else that has more Colemans or more typewriters. So you have that money back to spend on more. That's why I like to turn and burn with my stuff. I've gotten better at that. My booths, I try to price them a little bit better so they just sell fast.
I could
still make good money.
If this was I guess your booths are what, 5x7s and
a little bigger than that.
5s, and I could have 10 of those filled easily. I got so much stuff, dude. I could fill my one booth with glass alone, and still two or three. I got a ton of glass. Then pot and the McCoy stuff and China. Have another booth of that. I could have a rock and roll booth. I'm not selling you guys, so the twins.
Yeah, I've got so much stuff. I could have another 2 or 3 booths and still have plenty of stuff. I need to go put everything on sale just to get new inventory in there. So I've got a bunch of better inventory. I just need to sell off some of that crap.
Yeah, I could probably do like you and have a card booth. I got a ton of cards too, sports stuff.
Yep,
I have it. I just
I have the card booth. I have in a glass cases, so they have to come unlock it. But I still sell a lot in there. They don't mind going up and asking. And what I do is I put the number of the place, and they'll call them and then come unlock it for them.
How much are you there? Are you ever there?
No, I just go up there to put in more stuff and restock. That's what's so nice about it, because I can do Facebook Marketplace and not have to meet them. I just send them to my booths.
We got one down the street, but it seems like it's like $135 or $175 a month. That seems a little high.
Mine's 70.
Yeah, if I could get it for 70, I could do it, because I could sell one Coleman lantern and make my money back.
Yeah. Well, I'm doing those card breaks. I was getting that stuff so cheap, and I could sell those cards and make rent back fairly easy, and then sell the stuff I want to. I was buying Dollar Tree packs for $1 and selling them for $3 a piece, and almost paying rent by just selling sports cards that people didn't know they were at Dollar Tree.
There you go. Early, you grabbed and you did well. So
it's like puzzles at Dollar Tree, and buying those for $1 and selling them for $4.95.
Oh, you sell puzzles?
Yep.
Whatever moves.
Dollar Tree doesn't have a sticker. It just has a UPC code, and so you don't even have to worry about taking anything off. You just buy it, put it in your booth, and just put your sticker on it, and it's good to go. It's still sealed, and it worked out pretty well for me. A lot of things. And that's what a lot of those guys do for selling on Amazon. They buy Dollar Tree and send in Dollar Tree stuff to Amazon. I know Anthony and Pittsburgh and Every Damn Hustling, I know they're doing that kind of stuff.
I know. Who was it? Did that? Oh, that John Nevermore Antiques or whatever. I don't know if he changed his name, but he went and bought like a flat screen and at Walmart, and because it was on clearance, and he doubled his money on one of those selling platforms. So
yeah, I don't know.
I guess you can do that. I like the antiques. I don't even pay attention to a lot of stuff. There was a lot. Their one yard was full of jewelry. This is the one I wish I knew more on, because this place was loaded with jewelry. And there's good stuff there. And that's where I got that slits light, the revolving slits planet thing. if I knew what I was doing, if I'd had Jennifer Hayes with me, I said, "Hit it, Jennifer." She would have tore that yard up. I guarantee you, because there was stuff there.
Yeah, you need to have a part of your intro is that Schlitz ball that all lit up.
Boy, if it was moving, that would be cool.
Kelly, where do you sell that on Amazon, Dollar Tree stuff? Because I know a lot of people sell like Pop-Tarts and they sell food and things too. Like I never even thought of, Oreos that are like the special edition Oreos. I'll sell them on eBay. Never thought about that. Huh?
Are they Oreo collectors or just somebody that wants?
Well, the special ones, the ones like Halloween, the Halloween Oreos or something like that, because they may not have them in certain regions, I guess.
They're in some part of the country that they can't get to that stuff, so they'll get it and have it shipped to them.
Yep.
So.
Amazon, yeah. But they always said that if you didn't have a receipt, if Amazon checked you and if it was from Dollar Tree, that you can get in trouble or something. That's why I always heard, but I figured you can get away with it.
No,
Makes sense.
I haven't thought of selling any food.
Like I said, it's the same thing as like you might make money on it, but is it fun? And that's why I like to do antiques and collectibles because it's fun.
I like finding it.
Yeah.
And then it's all down here and I've got it all. Like the other day I did a live with my phone and I think somebody's got to say, Jesus, he's got some cool stuff. So I can take it. I like to get that part of the basement because I'd fill the whole stinking thing. There'd be shelves all over this place.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, my apartment's kind of jam packed, and then my garage is full too, and my booths are plumb full. and most of my stuff that's listed on eBay is all in a small safe because it's all sports cards.
Yeah, I'd like to take and sell this place. She sold Oreos in Puerto Rico. That's cool. But if I could sell this place, I'd like to get out in the country and have that big barn in the backyard.
Yeah.
And then make that barn Harry. I mean, I'd have stuff from the rail. It looked like you ever do you have those oh my God, that one place, it's a restaurant. It's up and down the coast here and it's
Cracker Barrel.
Yes. You go inside there and all in the store part, that's what that barn would look like. But I'd have prices on things in there. It'd be high. It'd be like antique and sell right out of there.
Yep.
And use eBay still and Facebook. But I'd say you want to come in, you can look around and stuff.
That's a good idea.
Have a couple ugly big dogs there to keep people from getting silly. So, and myself, and that ought to be enough to run the place.
Yeah, that'd be a nice little dream come true for me too. I'd love to get out in the country and then have a nice, huge shed of some sort that I can put. I don't have to worry about space, and I can, because a lot of antique stuff that's cool takes up space.
Yeah, my I bought that big scale, and we had it up on the counter, and
that meat scale.
Yeah, but my wife doesn't want any parts of that, and she's ready to throw it at me, so I got to move it.
Yep.
My son's been using it to weigh all his stuff for eBay. I said, your mom made me move it. So.
You can buy.
Don't come down the basement and start yelling. I said, I'll move everything from up there. And now he's collecting, so that we can get her now because the two girls are in college, so 2 against 1.
That's funny. Yeah, I tell them to order a Accutech scale through my Amazon affiliate link through my videos, and I'll make some money off of him. I'm kidding.
This has been. I've got next week. I think we got maybe another good week. Maybe 2 at most, but then it's
then
it's
got a couple more weeks.
Flea markets and what you can find on the Craigslist and
yep.
market.
Once it gets to Halloween, it just starts getting you never know what the weather's going to do. So people don't want to set up for a whole weekend.
Yep.
I want to be able to set up for one day. And it's cold in the morning where it's so much dew that like ruins the stuff out, around here. It'll ruin the stuff you put out. So you can't even really get your stuff out till 10. So yeah, I can understand why people don't want to do it. Yeah, I struck out today. It was awful. Such a waste of time. Spend 3 hours not finding anything. That's about 2 hours, I guess.
I was by 9 o'clock. I had my vehicle. It was good. It was all good, and people were always texting me, "How you doing?" I'm doing great. And then I get on Instagram, start acting like a jackass. What I'm doing, and I start telling people what I'm finding and stuff. That dude, Mr. Underpants, he comes in there and watches and stuff. He must get a kick out of it. I get like 5 or 6 people jumping in. Tim he had a flea market today himself. That would have been, if I'd had time, that's something I'd show up to just to go. And I want to sneak up on him when I do. And see, he's going to know who I am. He's got to. So
I wanted to see that, but it kept buffering. I couldn't see it.
It messed up. I tried to get in on it too, and it looked like he was having problems. So
I wish. I like Tim. I like his channel. He's doing so much with the football. It's kind of cutting him away from our YouTube community a little bit.
That's all right.
But I understand. It's hard to get. I can't imagine having a girlfriend and all this stuff going on.
Yeah, I don't. This took me completely away from sports, and I don't miss sports one stinking bit. I could do this now that I've get on YouTube and find other people that are like me. I want to talk collectibles and antiques. I want to see what's hot.
Yep.
I love it. I really do.
Yeah, me too.
It's fueled me. I mean, there used to be yard sales. I'd go, you got Hot Wheels, you got old Matchbox, you got a couple things, beer cans. But now I'm like, I can go up a yard and say, shit, look, there's a pair of 1970 unopened pantyhose. I'm going to buy them because I learned it from a couple of peckers.
Yeah.
Victoria bra. Somebody said, what do you want with that Victoria's Secret bra? Because, I just want it, okay? How much is it?
I almost bought a bunch of makeup today just because I knew it would sell, but then I'm like, I don't want to do it.
That Bill Stoner, he said when he went to estate sales, he goes right to the bathroom for the colognes and stuff. I'm going, how much of that stuff I left behind in boxes? I'm going after it too. If I see Chanel 1914 and all that stuff, bam, I'm getting it.
Yeah, but it makes sense. Stuff they stopped producing, and people like that smell or whatever, and they want it still.
Old Pine Cone 4, $115 a bottle. I'll buy it.
It's crazy. It's just like being on a treasure hunt. Like early in the year when I got that Earnhardt Senior stuff, I couldn't believe it. Like, how much do you want for all of it? He's like, $200. I'm like, yes. I think I only have 150 on me. You can have my wallet. Just don't sell it. I'll be right back. He's like, oh no, I trust you. And I can't believe
a case of Hot Wheels before. I said, look, I don't know what, and I had my 2 kids in the car seat. They were little, and the other one wasn't even born yet. And I said, I got to go up to this Mac machine. But when she had $50 on a case of Matchbox, which Hot Wheels mixed in, but all the Matchbox still had their boxes too. So these are original Lansing Matchbox. So I said, I'll give you my belt. I said, don't sell that. And she says, I'm not going to, you don't have to give me your belt. I'll hold it. Bam. I come back. There it was.
That's cool.
That's cool.
I've got a lot of old toys. I don't know. I just bought a bunch of them back in the day when I first started, and I don't know if they're worth much or not. But I think some of them are pretty good, but almost don't even want to look it up.
You got to watch out for the repops. There's a lot of that. And the cast iron big banks, they're easy to figure out because they got too much color. But this is one, even though it was fine, I know that's a repop. It looks good, but these were who made these? I forget who originally made them, but it looks good. But
Yeah.
the originals, they just don't. They've got them big white crackly tires on them. They're still rubber. This has metal, and that's where it throws off at. And God, is it Barkley who made? I forget who made. I think it might be Barkley, because I think that's it. These are real. All this crap, this World War, these toys here, they're real, but that one's a fake, and you got to watch them. So.
How's it going?
Hello. How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Really, right?
Harry's like, who the hell's in here?
Well, you usually got a hat on, glasses. No, you got glasses. That's what you got.
I have glasses, but I'm like going blind here. But oh, there they are. The only thing is I didn't wear my hat today. I figured I'm gonna match you, Anthony.
Let me get my drink. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
It's Diet Coke. I want to get it.
I heard you guys talking about not finding stuff today.
I didn't find anything. How about you?
It was kind of slow here too. Yeah, man. It's been kind of. I mean, I did find some stuff, and nothing like. I don't know. Maybe it'll be better than I thought because I have to calculate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I spent $1.
Money, I probably do. What's that?
I said I spent $1.
I did that yesterday. I spent like $9 with 3 garage sales. To me, was good, but today I threw down some money, and I kind of was like you with that like makeup thing, and this lady. It turns out I evaluated the information. So like when I came in, I was listening to the guy how he's bargaining, and he gave me a couple good deals. And then I was like, "What's that box?" And he goes, "Oh, my wife owns a boutique and this and that." I'm like, "Oh yeah, where?" And he's like, "Down on Congress." I'm like, "That's downtown. That must be expensive. Has it been open?" And he's like, "Nope, it's not been open for a while." And I went, "Oh." And so as I'm looking at it, the stuff's high end stuff. But
Nice.
so his wife comes up and she says, "Yeah," and he's like, "Harry, come here, give him some information on this." And I'm like, "Uh-oh." So I was like, "Oh," I said, "My husband said your husband said that you have a boutique." And she's like, "Yeah." And she's like, "This is stuff that they give us for promotion and this and that, but it's high end." And she says, "Look at the bottom." She's like, "This is what I was pricing it." And they're like 30 and 25, 35, 40 buck items. So I started scanning, and she gave me an okay deal, but there was like a couple long tails. I'm like, I don't want that. I said, "Can you go down from that price to this?" And so,
Yeah.
and,
And that's one thing I've learned over the time is like, not if you can make money on it, but how fast does it sell? I mean, it doesn't have to sell super fast, but it's got to sell within a month, or else it doesn't matter.
you
You're
see
making
a lot of sales. You know what I mean? Like at least like a few. Yeah, and like you said, it has to sell pretty steady. Harry, I was telling Anthony that I just found not too much. Although I will say I did get a bag of golf clubs, and there was some good. There was a couple good clubs in there, so that was about it.
That's something I need to pay attention to too. Is
I'm learning.
I see a lot of golf clubs, and I don't really, unless if they're wood, I'll walk up to them. But
I wouldn't really mess with them unless you see Callaway or
so. Said
Well, that's
Callaway's.
what I found a Callaway. I found maybe it's 2 Callaways. There was a set. The set was like nothing major, but always when you see a set, you can sell them. Hopefully, and the weight doesn't. But yeah, and I found one putter. It was a modern day one. It's one of those like octagonal weird triangle shapes, and I was like, oh. So I didn't even bother to look that up because I knew it was going to be okay. But there was 3 of them in there, totaling about 75, 80 bucks or something. And I figured we'll figure it out.
The Scotty McCameron putters are the ones worth a lot of money, but you're rarely going to find them, so it's kind of pointless. If someone bought one for 250 to 300 bucks, they know it, and they're not going to just throw it out in the garage.
And they're going to do this. They're going to take it out or give it to their buddy for something,
Yeah.
Well, but the wife could be mad.
What?
That mad wife driveway.
True.
Or mad husband driveway who's selling that putter
that's true.
Their other had. And say, yeah, how much for that?
Oh,
Fine,
dude.
get the hell out of
By
here.
the way, hi, chat.
I've found Goodwill.
Can I tell you a story real quick?
Yeah.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I said one time at Goodwill, they had a bunch of terrible golf clubs, like Northwestern, but then they had the putter was a Ping putter that was like the early 80s Ping, where it was made in Phoenix, even like the old plant. And those are actually worth some good money. I was like, if it was $3, it's like, ooh, score.
Oh, and even in a Goodwill, $3. I'm like, that's cheap, because Goodwill, I don't know. I won't go into what do you call it? I call it a rack, the stores. I go to the bins if I have to. But
Yeah.
even then, I don't want to go now. But yeah, you guys were talking about divorcee things. And this my friend, who is the co-host of the show we do on Mondays, and he called me up one day, and I'm like, what's up, Luis? And he's like, dude, and he's like, all I'm like, what? And he's like, look at the pictures. And he sends me these pictures, and I'm like, what is that? And I was like, that's a double turntable thing. Lady just wanted it out of the house. I'm like, what happened? And she's like, she just broke up with her boyfriend. And I was like, dude, that's like $200 right there,
That's funny. That's happened to me on Facebook Marketplace. I went and got a autographed football of the, I think it's 2005 Missouri football team, which I was a big fan of back when they were a really good team. And I was like, why are you selling this? And he goes, yeah, my girlfriend said she's sick of seeing it. It's like, yep.
I scored a Harley jacket like that once. So this lady just kept, I said, well, where'd you get this? And she's like, oh, my ex-boyfriend, I was like, and her husband's standing like over there. And I'm like, I don't know. Let me look at it. In my head, I'm thinking, haha, the price just went down.
Yeah.
So, and it was a rare one. And so she tells me this quick story, and I'm like, and she mentions the year, or no, she didn't mention the year, but I knew because I moved to Austin in 2005. And she says, do you know Peter Fonda? And I'm like, yeah, I know Peter Fonda. He was like, in one of the best movies, Easy Rider. She's like, that is the jacket they modeled after Easy Rider. And I said, when he came here, and she says they came, and I said, yeah, I do remember him coming here. It's like, didn't he do a ride from Waco, Texas to San Antonio? She's like, my ex-boyfriend was in it. And it says that if you paid $10,000, you got to ride your motorbike right next to Peter Fonda. I said, did he pay that? She's like, no, but he bought this jacket. So I was like, okay. So it's like, I said, oh, the money was going to fund probably paying for Peter Fonda being there, whatever the organization was. I think he was raising money at the time. So I went, okay. And I said, you got any video games? So she goes back in the house and goes, get some video games. I'm like, this is a great day. So I'm looking this thing over, and underneath the pit, it's got a little bit of a tear. And I thought, I can get that fixed. So as I look at it, I look at the tag, and it was 2006. That was the year he came. So I'm thinking, and I looked up the model. It was a little bit different from the movie, but it was similar to that jacket. So I was thinking, she's telling kind of a story that sounds very plausible. So
Yeah.
I got like that bunch of video games for $100, and I'm like, I'm going to sell this. I'm going to sell it.
And that's what I learned a long time ago is people buy the story. They don't buy the thing.
There you go. You're Anthony.
And that's why flea market booth, antique mall booth, I like to have a good description what it exactly is, because someone will see and go, that's cool, but I don't know what it is. And you see what it is and like, oh, and then you got a story of what it really is and what it can do.
I'd like to hear from like what Harry thinks, but you totally get it, Anthony. You're on point. I think you're like right down the middle of the target, because people say, but I will say this much. People say they don't read stuff on eBay. If they're looking for that item, they will read your description thoroughly, because they'll either look for a free deal or they'll make sure it's everything they need to know. And like, I will put everything in there about this, jacket. But the hard thing is I need to bring it to a Harley dealership and talk to somebody who's like an aficionado, because I could not find this jacket. It was one of the hardest jackets to look up by the number.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, wow, if I wait 4 more years, this is going to be considered vintage,
Hey, Candace.
So,
What were you going to say, Harry?
I said, hey, Candace.
Hey, Candace.
I talked into my phone. I didn't think he'd hear me.
You didn't put it on mute, dude.
Yeah, you're right. Who cares?
Haven't seen Candace in a while.
Now, you was talking about stuff about sitting on there a month and stuff that I had a plate. I don't have as many as you guys have on. I don't know how many listings. I think Lone Star's got a ton. But I want to get around that 100, 150. So if I make a sale a week, I'm thrilled,
Yeah.
But I've got stuff that I want to put on there, and I know they're going to take a little bit of time to sell. Like that plate is set on there a month. That sucker was one of these big old serving things. I stuck it on for 80. Somebody said 60. Bam, you got it. I just sent it out today. Alf, I had it on there for a couple months. Finally sold a plush. I mean, I'm not going to buy them. That was for free out of a pick. But I'm not gonna sit on. Some people do good at that. I just sell on eBay. I'm not on 9 different things, so maybe that's it.
I'll never be on 9. Sorry, go ahead, Anthony.
I just say plush sells well in my booths. Even I'm super surprised how many people buy plush.
Yeah.
Can I reach out to you one day? Not now. I'm talking like in the future, Anthony, because I am considering getting a vintage, in like an antique booth. And I was supposed to be at a flea market today, and it's connected with this place called Vintique Mall or whatever. It's a mini like place, but I like the people who run it. They're really sharp and they're cleaning it up. Like they ended up like keeping a couple booths just to make like a record section. That way, anybody who has records in all the booths can put all their records there, and as they sell them, they're just so hot. Yeah, they're like man. Let me and it was smart because this is a small farmer town and it's becoming hipster. They got like a brewery there and it's not that far from the bigger cities, but people come there and they flock. Like they'll ride their motorbikes out there. People go for a drive. There's about 20 different vintage antique shops in that town. So it's like it's a magnet. So when they have this place and it's far from me, but I'm thinking, you know what? I need to start getting the big stuff out of my house. It's driving me nuts, you know. And it's like I gotta like put this stuff out there because I'll never sell it. You know, I don't want to like flea market it because they dick around too much sometimes, you know.
So how far is this booth from you?
It'll be 45 minutes, and there's closer ones, but yeah.
That's tough because you got to go there once a week because people trash it. That's the only thing I'd say about that is you'll get back there and what they'll do is they'll grab something and then throw it back on top of stuff and they're covering everything you have. It's like, no one can even see your stuff.
And you want to like move stuff because I believe in like the energy. If you move the stuff around, I worked in a bookstore once and I remember I went, this is going to sell today. I moved the book from here to here. 2 minutes later, the lady picks it up and buys the book. Sure. And I'm just like, what?
That's how you present it. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but you think about driving up there with the money you spend, and then anybody that lists on eBay, your time is valuable. And so if you're driving up there and you could have listed 5 things, driving back listed another 5 things just to sell stuff that's big, I would go Facebook Marketplace like Harry does, sell that big stuff on Facebook Marketplace. If I was you, unless you found something closer, because mine's like a mile from me, and it's still a pain in the ass. And it's a mile.
Yeah, you want to, maybe you want to sleep in that day or whatever. You want to play your guitar or whatever. It's like, oh, do I gotta go and look at stuff?
Well, it's just I'm just so busy. It's just almost impossible, And I've got like 370 listings. I'm trying to put up as much as possible on eBay because it goes out quick. Selling worldwide. Man, I sold something. I sold a Albert Pujols rookie card.
Wow.
On GSP, and I'm sure I'm probably one of the few people that sell sports cards that actually sells it worldwide. A lot of people probably don't even think about it. But
leave that GSP on. I mean, you're not, you think, oh, they're getting all the money. No, they're dealing with the hassle. Once it gets to Kentucky, it ain't my problem. You lose it. Because, then eBay's responsible.
And I think, and I've got some of my stuff on Simple Export. I haven't sold Simple Export, but the only problem, I think the big problem is it's going to take a month to get there, and then you're going to have to answer for it. Hey, where's my package? It's been a month. With GSP, it was like, dude, I gave it to them. I don't know. You have to ask them. So that was
I have like a standard little template, and I just politely go, hey, with all due respect, the GSP program is indirectly, involving the sellers. Once we send it to a place called Kentucky, you have to contact eBay. Thank you for your time. Let me know if you have any other questions. Boom, goodbye. Yeah. And it's like, no. Hey, did you ever deal with your hats, or are you still kind of slowly thinking about putting them out there?
I've probably got almost half of them listed, and I've got about another 20 pictured. I just need a upload them on my. I need to put them up on eBay, but I've got them pictured.
Right on,
So
man.
most of my
Good
good
on
ones, and they're selling. I
you.
mean,
Selling?
and a lot of them are getting watched pretty heavy. I have a lot of them set pretty high just to see if I get any takers, and then I'm going to start taking them down a little lower and lower.
Have you anybody reach out to you like, hey, would you give me this?
I've had a few people, and I don't mind offers. I had someone ask me something weird. They go, "Is that patch? Can I take that patch off of that Burlington Northern Santa Fe hat?" I'm like, "I don't know, probably." I'm like,
Just buy it and figure
"Going
it
on
out.
there, but I'm sure you could probably get it off." I don't know. They never bought
Harry,
it.
do you sell hats?
He's got some that he just bought.
Okay. I bought a bunch today.
I've even got World War I one. So
Show him that here. Show him that symbol.
that's the 35th Infantry World War I doughboy helmet.
That's not medical though, is it? Is it medical?
No, it's World War One.
No, that's the 35th Infantry's emblem.
Emblem?
So,
okay.
Yeah, they were Army, I guess. So that was my 10.1 of my. I just hit home runs after home runs. This is another one. This is awesome. This
Awesome.
I looked this up. I don't know if it went like this. I think this thing spins in two directions. Well, one is spinning in it, and it's got the sparklings in it. So you put on like the Bee Gees and grab yourself a leisure suit, and you're set for the evening. So.
I'm more of an Earth, Wind, and Fire kind of guy. I like that kind of distance.
Absolutely. She's a brick house. No, that's Commodore. But
close enough. Yeah.
that light if that light's working all together, that's 235 sold. I paid $3.
You want to get more subscribers? Take some of that stuff out, put it right above Elvira, and just light that sucker up.
There go. I get subs.
Have Anthony come visit you, playing his guitar. You guys will get just a mega following there.
One of these days, who knows? You just get one of those videos that go wacky, and then all of a sudden, people are watching you. But I don't care.
Did you see Matt Part-Time Pickers? He had that Nazi helmet that was all shut up. Did you see that?
Who's that?
Matt Part-Time Picker.
Yeah.
Matt. No, I don't know if I can watch Matt Part-Time Picker.
He's good.
He's pretty.
The guys who've got like 1 million subscribers, I really don't pay attention to them. I like paying attention.
He's a lot like Commonwealth Picker.
If they're finding a lot of cool stuff, I watch them. But if they're buying just videotapes,
I think you'd like him. You'd respect him. But like his big thing right lately, he's smart. He'll buy anything, but as long as it's got value, and he's the short and sweet type.
I think I have seen him.
He's been finding a lot of those
guys. What's that?
He's been finding a lot of really classic stuff. Like I'm talking $1,000 T-shirts. He found a Frank Zappa from the 70s. I was so angry. It's and that was only worth $300 in his book. And I'm like, But then he found this Pink Floyd, and it's going for $1,000.
Yeah. See, I know about that stuff now, and if I see that, whoa, hold on, because if I see somebody that's kind of like my age or something, and you kind of look and you can tell that, and they got that kind of stuff out, I'll start rooting through their things and say, okay,
you're a young guy. How much do you want for that shirt?
Yeah.
Pay him with a compliment first.
Bad Company 1970s. You still got this piece of crap? What do you want for this? I need this for the white pay on my car. Thank you. Humble Pie. Who the hell was that? I'll buy that. It looks cool.
I can. Did you see the Storage Auction Pirate? Did you see that he got the 1,100 Grateful Dead shirts?
Can I tell you something? I know Mateo, who happened. I don't know how Mateo got called, but he called Mateo. I have Mateo's phone number. I love Mateo. I was just shaking because when I saw Mateo's face, I've had Mateo on my lives. Mateo was the young guy that was there, and he's the one who was educating what's his name? Auction Power. I always forget his first name. But
Mike,
you know, but he's just like, I'm just learning here, and I'm and he's like starting to take. He's like, but I just learned that from Matthew, because I know your name's not Matthew, but it's Matt, and it's actually his real name's Mateo. But I was like, dude, you don't fucking know what you have. I'm like, oh my God, you have $100,000 worth. And I was from California, so I was like, dude, I knew my friends that were so apeshit crazy faithful in the 80s. Like if you touch their shirts, they would have people come after you, you know. And so by the 90s, if they were like still wearing these beautiful shirts, and these shirts were like dead stock from the mid 90s, right about when Garcia died. But there was just like some really pure, nice ones. I mean, just stacks like this. And he's going through them like they better not be dry rod, and they were all good.
You could tell that they were not worn, just old stock extras that didn't get bought and got put in a box.
So we went over and I talked to Mateo in private, and actually we talked about it a little bit on my live, and I was like, dude, I don't care if they're fake. They're so genuine. They're good that you can, but you have that label called, what's it called? Something Crystal Blue or whatever it's called. You know, that they still have the rights to print Grateful Dead. They're that, you know, it's in the label there, and it's like they were strictly 90s. I remember seeing them like at the mall and going, you can't afford those, you know. That was like $40 back then. Now it's like, yeah, well, you wish you spent $40. You're going to get $150 for that shirt, you know. Yeah, but these, like you said, were so clean, so clean.
I bought two off of him.
Good, you did. I'm actually gonna.
I'll grab it real quick.
Grab them, dude. I want to see this. I'm thinking about buying one from like 100, but he's negotiable. But it's like, I don't need to collect more shirts.
I want one of them. If you watch Nurse Cat, she found a bunch of Hawaiian shirts. That's the stuff I want. They're good for lives. They're just good for Friday night, just to stick one on.
I sold all my Hawaiian shirts. Like I'm talking from the 50s.
Yeah, she found a whole bunch of them, man. I picked up a book for free a couple weeks ago.
That's from that's a 2004, right? Yeah, there it is, 2004. Just before you turned it, I said that's 2004.
That's because I went to this tour. I was at the 2004 tour. Now this was the real good one, the Wave the Flag.
Look at that beautiful logo. That's a good one too.
And it's got the actual dates on there. I was at the St. Louis one.
You did go to the St. Louis. That's just awesome. But look at the beautiful color. Tell me, they're rich, aren't they?
Yep. I mean,
what's the label on those?
The colors are great. This one's Fruit of the Loom.
Okay.
Which is awesome.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah.
And then this one is Gildan.
I would consider, if you have the money and you already made a deal with them, see if you can do like a double up deal again. And I would sit on them because like in 6 years, you're going to get so much money. You'll probably double your money on those things. I really think that, you know, I'm going to wear this one. No, keep those. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. But here's the thing. Even if you wear them and if they get little holes, they're still worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know, but you'll take care of them. You're not going to throw them in the dryer. You'll take it out of the washer, hang it up. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I might sell one of them, keep another one, but I don't know. I will. You know, it's funny too. I'm sorry, I still have this out here.
So
I had them.
We don't want to see Harry.
It cost 30 or 40. They won't see my face.
That scares you real quick, I know, but you gotta get used to it. My wife did.
Those were like 30 or 40 bucks.
No, like just seeing his face, and like I saw Anthony, and I've talked to Anthony like we're talking now. To see him dumbfounded like that, he was really smart. I don't know how he got on that, but like once he's on there, he is now a t-shirt expert. But the thing is, Mateo is a t-shirt hound. Like I have so much respect for him. He was surprised I knew what little I knew about t-shirts, but he's on it. Like he knows everything about you need to know, whether it's the company, the way the stitching is, you know.
He's outbid me a couple times.
Damn,
Matt. But
and
he sells them.
I want the ones that have what's his name, the author. You know what I'm talking about? The Leaving Las Vegas or something Las Vegas ones. The
Fear and Loathing.
Yeah.
That was the 1995 ones.
I
Yeah.
want those so
And
bad, dude.
that's the last year Jerry was touring, was 95.
That's one reason I want it, but the other reason is I love that author,
Yeah.
and those two are synonymous with that drug culture, but it's really more about the higher consciousness of it, and if you like
Yeah.
Grateful Dead and you respect their music, and you respect a good writer, that was like
What was his name? Forget his
um
name.
yeah, my mind just went blank right. I'm brain farting right now.
Yeah.
It'll come to me like after we get off the live.
Yeah. But I actually ordered this one for my friend. It said large, but when I got it, it's medium.
Oh, that's
So
you then. It was meant
she
for you,
can't
bro.
she can't wear it, so I've got an extra one. So that's probably why I'm going to sell one of them. And I don't know. I guess I could hold on to it, but I just it's still like baseball cards. I don't know how long people are going to like vintage clothes. I mean,
No. Look,
certain time.
I don't think completely, because even like baseball cards, they go up and down a lot. But look at what happened again. Baseball cards are back up, to some extent.
I mean,
but I don't
I'm talking
know.
about like what's hot in baseball cards inside, not just baseball cards themselves. Like
I
it's
think
amazing
these
how
t-shirts
fast
will
things.
not ever go down. Sam and OBX and Tank,
No, I'm not saying baseball cards. I'm saying certain people inside. You think they're
Oh.
so great and they're going to be great forever, and you got to sell when they're hot. And same thing with concert shirts. I just don't know how long they're going to be hot. Oh, believe me,
That's
I know
what
they're.
I'm saying.
I know
They
baseball
talked
cards
about
are
that
hot.
last night. I don't know.
Every one of
kinda
my good cards
disagree.
is gone. It's crazy.
I think that's most shirts, as long as they're authentic and they're the actual productions from that concert era, I really don't think they're gonna ever go down. I don't think you'll never lose your money what you put into it. I don't think so. I think it's an investment.
Concert shirts probably. I saw someone buy up those. Was it Storage Legends Guapo? He bought up all those movie shirts.
Yeah,
Did you ever see that from Jerry Wolf Toy?
I think
He
I
spent
heard,
like
but I don't think I've seen it.
He spent like $2,500, something crazy.
Well, I will say this much: there is a little bit of leeway where, like, I think once they saturate it and like it's liquid blue, by the way, liquid blue. If they start saturating the market with reproductions,
Well, it's just
then
what makes it popular is usually kids, and fads don't last long. I mean, already 90s stuff is selling better than 80s stuff. 80s stuff is selling better last year. So
okay, look at it like this though. It's also like antiques. Like when Harry finds something, there may have been an era for like 10, 20 years where this product didn't, it's like when you watch NT Roadshow, things fluctuate, granted.
Sure.
But I think there's always a comeback around. You may be dead by then, but I don't know. I think it's going to still be an investment. I think because
I don't think it's going to go down. That's for sure.
The sneakerhead revolution, that stuff is synonymous together. If you got the sneakerhead still doing that from the 90s and they're doing it now, like sneakers still have a high market. People it's all about fashion. Fashion never dies out, But maybe.
It's just an investment. I doubt it goes up a ton. What were you going to say, Harry? I'm sorry.
Tie-dye never dies out. That stuff has been around since
it's true.
The first person that washed their shirt wrong and said, "Check this out, dude." And
which one did you say?
Been good ever since. So
what was that? I didn't hear what you said it was.
Tie-dye.
Tie-dyed.
Oh, yeah.
Tie-dyed shirts. Whenever it started, somebody made a mistake, I'm sure, and then all of a sudden, shit, that's psychedelic, man. So we had a ball team and we had tie-dyed shirts in the 90s. So that's been around for a long time. It still is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got old Dave Matthews shirts that I have that I'm sure are worth good money, but I'm not selling them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think you're right. There's some extent it's probably going to be mostly concert shirts, and not all concert shirts are going to stay high in value. But I think it can go along, like you said, it can go along with some of that story. This is one of those T-shirts that we found. You got the provenance with a video that claims that they found it, this way in this direction.
Like this is how I see it. Like in 5 years from now, you might still be able to get the same amount of money, but they're not getting bought near as fast as they are right now.
Well, I gotta go. but I'll leave
Okay.
it on this. Eddie Van Halen just died, so just think all his stuff just went through, guaranteed. So
Yep.
that's just the way it goes. He's going to be just like Kobe Bryant when he went down. His stuff went through the roof. So I'm leaving on that. I'm going to eat, and my wife.
All right.
There's always trends and there's always historical. I call those historical markets you're talking about.
Take it easy, fellas. See you in the
Later,
next
man.
cast. Later.
Appreciate
Taking
you.
off? Okay.
Yeah. I went on Macari and looked up Van Halen, and it already sold out, and they were all bought like that day.
Really?
I knew it would have been. I wanted to go on there like 5 hours earlier, but I didn't, and I missed out on a bunch of good ones.
That's really is hard. You gotta be there at the right time in the right place. You know? Oh, Hunter S. Thompson. That's who it was. Yeah. He I don't know. I thought about buying it too, but it's like at the same time, it's like I'm done with collecting. If I can get down to a point where I'm just like totally minimal, you know, instead of all this stuff that's back here, it's like I'm ready to downsize.
Well, in a weird way, I still see it as collecting, even though I sell it, because I still hold on to it for a little bit. And now I have a video showing I sold it. It's still there forever in a weird way. So,
and see, that's what I mean, like about fashion. So it's like you're collecting it, but at the same time, it's utilitarian. You know, it's like you wear it. You know, you're kind of like it's a practical.
Sure, but if I want investment, I want it to be more than a little bit. I want it to be like I buy it for pennies. It comes out way more.
Yeah,
something like that shirt. I doubt. I mean, I got them cheap for what they are. I got one for 70, one for 60. So I could probably put them up on eBay for $100 right now. And they both sell. But
oh yeah, and we don't know, like, out of all that stock, I guarantee you, he's had private deals behind the thing. He's probably got rid of.
If I was out there, I'd be asking him for lot deals to sell on eBay.
Yeah,
I'm just happy he let us get a chance at him. Yeah,
he would save on fees. He'd move it quicker because it's for us. It's always about how quick can you turn stuff over, you know.
And I don't remember how much you paid. I think it was $300 for that first round, but I don't remember how much you paid for the next one. But it wasn't much. You spent like $800 or something,
like 1,100 or 1,200, right?
Something like that.
It was nothing, you know.
If he wanted to go slow part that out, it could be 100,000.
I don't know about that. Yeah, your best. You said liquid blue. Yeah, I was right. Yeah. Dude, so what are you doing for the rest of the night? You listing or chilling?
I was gonna go run, but I've waited too long. Yeah, I'm gonna go run. Go take the dogs down by the river and let them splash around, and I'm not gonna run too much.
You close to a river?
It's not really a river; it's just a creek, but it's about a couple miles away.
Okay.
Let them get out and
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was saying, let them get out in the sun and let them play around and burn off some energy.
You know, just get out.
Yeah.
Where are you at again? I keep forgetting. It's like
Springfield, Missouri.
Missouri, yeah. Okay.
Yep, I like it. Yep. About 10 hours north of Dallas, I think.
Oh, for 10 additional. Okay.
10 hours.
Yeah, I got friends up there. My sister moved up to Missouri for a while, but then she went back to Arkansas, and I'm like, I want to just go up there and just hang out in the Ozarks for a while, hide.
I love this area. I've been all over the world, and been all over the East and West Coast, and Missouri and Arkansas is just gorgeous.
I would rather live in Missouri than Arkansas, but I don't know. You can tell me, but I know Arkansas's tax rates are just through the roof for living and stuff.
Well, I'd rather live here because in Arkansas you have to live almost in a bigger town. Here you don't have to live in a bigger town, and yeah, I don't like some of the stuff they have in Arkansas, but I like to go there and visit and go to their rivers and stuff because their rivers and mountains are freaking awesome.
Oh yeah,
it's kind of like the Smoky Mountains. They're not as big as Smoky Mountains, but they're like
they're beautiful though. It's still beautiful. Up
pretty
there.
Mountains. They're not ugly.
I just need to go up there and see my sister. She's up there somewhere, and I don't know. It's been years. I need to get out of town anyway, because I live in Austin. So, and Austin's a 5-hour drive up to Dallas, you know, and I never go to Dallas anymore. So it's
Yeah.
like, it's like,
I thought it was funny when I was in Europe, people would go like, "So how many times you been to New York City?" I'm like, "Never been." They're like, "You've never been to New York City?" I'm like, "No." They thought I was crazy because I'd never been to New York City. I'm like, I don't ever really intend on going unless I just happen to be there.
I thought I'd never move there, and I fucking moved there. It was crazy because I got into the fine art, and I was kind of happy when I left when I did after my 10-year stint there. I was just like, it's just not, you know, it's hard to live there because you can't afford. It's about affordability, you know, and it's like,
Yeah.
to make ends meet is you can get a job, but it's like, shh, forget it, man. Well, if you're
Yeah.
getting out of here, go enjoy your day, man. Take the dogs out. Just
Yep. My
all
dog's
right.
begging me here, so I better. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you.
Okay. Peace out, man. Enjoy your day.
Yeah, you too. Thanks for everybody that's joined today, and thanks Candace and Eric for joining in here late. I didn't get to talk much, but working on furniture projects, huh? Yeah, just not my thing. I mean, I'd rather go to Boston or something. Well, I appreciate you all. Thanks for joining, and grind on, my friends.